And the New Haven Ravens, Adonis Harrison at the plate already behind 0-2. And the pitch from Bobby Rogers fouled away. We're going to set the stage for you here offensively and defensively as soon as we get a chance to catch our breaths here. But Bobby Rogers, number 22, the righty, is on the mound for the Portland Sea Dogs. No wins, 2 losses, ERA over 10. And the 0-2 pitch to Adonis Harrison. The second baseman is upstairs for ball 1. He took hacks at the first 3 pitches, fouled all 3 away. 255, no homers, 3 runs driven in. That's a foul ball toward the New Haven Ravens dugout. 12 hits and 47 at-bats for Adonis Harrison. Jake Weber will hit second, and Brendan Kingman will follow in the 3 spot. Beautiful night for baseball. Rain has held off. There was a threat earlier in the week. Good crowd for a Thursday night. Of course, school vacation week. Rogers sets, delivers the 1-2 pitch right by the belt buckle. That's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Norm, Bobby Rogers, as we said in the opening, having a lot of trouble his first 2 starts. First start, 7 innings, 9 hits, 8 earned runs. He did strike out 8, but he walked 5.
And now, Adonis Harrison has worked the count full.
His last start, 2 innings, 7 hits, 7 earned runs. Did strike out 4, so he does strike people out.
Into center field, Julio Ramirez. Playing shallow at the time anyway, did not have to run that far inward. Starting lineup for the Ravens. Harrison just flying out. Jake Weber, Brendan Kingman, Jim Horner batting 4th. Rich Hills batting 5th. Matt Soxie hitting 6th. Jason Regan 7th. Ramon Vasquez hitting 8th. And Dusty Wathan is the hitter batting 9th. We'll set the stage for the Portland Sea Dogs defensively. In the outfield, John Heinrichs in left. Julio Ramirez in center field. Joe Faneros in right. Victor Rodriguez at third base. Pablo Ozuna is at shortstop. Matt Erickson is the second baseman tonight. Nate Rollison's at first base. Ryan Robertson is behind the plate. And the righty Bobby Rogers with a 1-1 pitch in the air left field. John Heinrichs has a run toward the foul line. Has it in fair territory for out number 2.
Thus far, Bobby Rogers throwing strikes. As I started to say, he has gotten 12 strikeouts in his 2 starts. Also given up 16 hits, Norm, in 9 innings. So he is around the plate. He just was maybe just pitching a little too fine, and guys are teeing off on him. Thus far, he's looked good.
Number 3 hitter is Brendan Kingman. The first baseman goes after the first pitch to the roof of the Expo. Kingman batting .278 with a home run and 5 runs driven in. Bobby Rogers, the pitcher, has got a fastball, low 90s, slider, and a change, a 2-seam fastball, which acts more like a sinker. In foul territory. And it's quickly 0-2. And take note, these New Haven Ravens are taking their whacks at Bobby Rogers in the first 2 pitches. That was the case with Adonis Harrison.
Sorry, Norm, I was going to say, well, he does throw strikes, and that's what the scouting report says. So they're just ready to rock and roll on him. You know, Bobby Rogers wants to pitch well because organizational pitching instructor Britt Burns, former Sea Dogs pitching coach, is in attendance tonight.
Curveball just upstairs. Rogers, the 17th round draft pick, originally from the Red Sox in '95. Went to Wake Forest University. He was traded to the Marlins organization for our old friend Jesus Tavares, outside corner. And as you said, Mike, Britt Burns, who was the pitching coach with the Sea Dogs and now doing a lot of roving instruction work for the Marlins, in attendance tonight. Payoff pitch, foul back toward the press box.
And a fan makes a nice catch on the carom.
So it's 3-2. The Ravens not one of the better teams in the league, so they're looking to get at least 7 strong innings from Bobby Rogers. Full count. And he wants him outside corner.
Just missing on that pitch, but a good bit of hitting by Brendan Kingman, spoiling the close pitches and then taking one low and outside. So Jim Horner, the catcher, now coming up.
2-out walk for Kingman. And Jim Horner, who is catching tonight, the righty, 25 years old, out of Twin Falls, Idaho, with a runner at first base. Facing the righty, Bobby Rogers, working from the stretch for the first time tonight. That's a nice pitch right there.
Rogers looks very comfortable, Norm. Looks much more comfortable than he did in his earlier starts. Looks very smooth thus far. Seems to be throwing effortlessly.
0-1, a little pop right there. 91 miles per hour on the radar gun, the newly installed radar gun, out in right center field. So it's a ball and a strike. The catcher, Jim Horner. A bit of a slider right there, and it's 2-1. Rogers is a good pitcher. He just needs to have a good outing or two to regain some of his confidence. He proved that last year. It'll take a couple of good outings to prove it to himself, though, for 99. And Ryan Robertson, the second-year catcher, the veteran, comes to the mound to speak with his pitcher, settling him down.
Yeah, Bobby didn't like that last call, and Robertson, as you said, Norm, the veteran he is, could see Rogers was visibly upset and just ran right out and told him to take it easy. And Tim Posh is the crew chief. He's behind the plate, another veteran umpire. So I'm sure Tim isn't going to put up with too many dirty looks from the guys throwing the ball.
3-1, ball 4. So back-to-back walks now for Bobby Rogers. That coming after getting the first two hitters relatively easy on pop flies. So Kingman is at second base. Horner is at first base. Here's the number 5 hitter, Rich Hills. He is the left fielder. He is hitting 500. 13 for 26. That's not a watered-down 500. 13 hits. He has struck out only twice so far. He's made 7 errors, though, on the season.
3 for 4 so far against the Sea Dogs. Now Rogers having a little more trouble. Gave him all those nice compliments how smooth he looked. Now he looks like he's having a little trouble finding the plate. Big guy, 6'3", 225 pounds. Born in St. Louis, Missouri. Now resides in St. Charles, Missouri.
Here's the 1-0. Checks his swing. Strike 1. Rich Hills is one of the hot players on the Ravens. 3 for his last 4, 750 batting average. The umpiring crew, as Mike said, Tim Posh is behind the plate. John Bennett's at first, and Rob Driscoll is at third base tonight. The 3 umpiring crew for the Eastern League tonight, representing the Sea Dogs and the Ravens. Ball and a strike, down low. Clock just at 90 miles per hour, so Bobby Rogers trying to use that fastball effectively. We saw the slider, and without further ado, here comes a meeting at the mound.
Steve Luber, the pitching coach, Norm. I was about to say, if Rogers looks like he's losing this batter, it won't be long before Luber comes out there. And sure enough, Steve, former Major League pitcher himself, recognizes that Rogers is struggling. Looked very smooth on the first 2 batters, and even looked pretty good against Brendan Kingman. Kingman spoiled some pitches, then lost him. Then really gave Horner almost nothing to hit. Now having some trouble with Rich Hills, who's a 500 hitter this season. As you said, a home run, 7 RBI, and very hot right now. So Luber, of course, doesn't want Rogers to give anything up, but by the same token, he's got to throw strikes. He can't be putting runners on base.
Luber pitched professionally for 17 years, from 1967 to 83, putting parts of 5 Major League seasons with the Minnesota Twins, the Blue Jays, and the Orioles. And at one time had a no-hitter going. Foul back for the parking lot area. That was a no-hitter going for the Twins on August 7th, 1976 for Steve Luber, until the Rangers' Roy Howell singled with 2 outs and 2 strikes in the 9th inning. Career record of 6 wins and 10 losses with an ERA just under 5 in 66 games for the pitching coach, Steve Luber. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Rich Hills, and the pitch is upstairs, and now Bobby Rogers is a pitch away or a ball away from walking the bases loaded, and the runners will be taken off. Ryan Robertson instructing his infield, and Nate Rallison playing in the middle. Full count, check swing, right back to Rogers, bobbles it, picks it up, fires over to Nate Rallison. Nicely done, and Bobby Rogers gets out of a first-inning jam. No runs, no hits. They leave 2 on a couple of walks. Give credit to Bobby Rogers. Off to a decent start here at Hadlock Field.
During Dodge Adventure 99, America's best-selling, most innovative minivan now comes with a $1,000 cash allowance. Or you can choose a vacation package worth up to $1,800 at the new Universal Studios Islands of Adventure theme park in Orlando, Florida. It's the adventure of a lifetime. And we have the rights to prove it. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Go seek out the trails. Go seek out the meadows. Go seek out the acres of unpaved land. And find the ones that have your name on them. LL Bean. Start here. Go anywhere.
These days, it seems like everybody's got a Cherokee or an Explorer. Me, I like to stand out a bit.
That's why I drive a Subaru Outback.
With a big cargo bay and all-wheel drive, you get all the sport utility you need. But with a smooth ride and better gas mileage, the Outback is far from ordinary. Like me, really. What a weird-looking bunch that was.
Back at Hadlock Field, Ravens coming away empty in the top of the first. Bottom half of the first for the Sea Dogs. Here is the starting lineup, Mike.
Julio Ramirez will lead off, and he's in center field. Pablo Ozuna will bat second. He is the shortstop. Matt Erickson at second base will hit third. Nate Rollison batting cleanup is at first base. Chris Norton is the designated hitter batting fifth. Batting sixth, John Heinrichs in left field. Batting seventh, Joe Fanaro in right field. Batting eighth, Ryan Robertson will catch. And hitting ninth and at third base, Victor Rodriguez.
And Julio Ramirez will lead things off for the Portland Sea Dogs. He is hitting at .339, 2 home runs, 8 runs driven in. He has hit safely in all 12 games so far. Well hit, left field. Back goes Rich Hills. That is a shot off the wall, and Ramirez will stay at second base.
Boy, Norm, I thought that was out of here. I was already thinking home run, and it ball just was really in a line. Dropped rather quickly and right off the fence, and Ramirez jogs in easily with a double.
So off the first pitch, Julio Ramirez at second base. You're wasting no time. And for Ramirez, that is double number 7 of the season. Now, back in the day, that would have been a home run, but the wall has been extended to left center field, excuse me. And Pablo Ozuna hitting .146, 2 home runs and 4 runs driven in. Goes after the first pitch. They're playing him in. That is the third baseman, Jason Regan, expecting a bunt. And they're waiting for this young man to come around. He's got blistering speed. And last year, 190 hits. He has scored a bunt. It's 0-2 from Joel Pinheiro, the pitcher.
Pinheiro, 6'1", 180-pound right-hander out of Rio Piedras, Puerto Rico. Now resides in Orlando, Florida.
So it's quickly 0-2 to Pablo Ozuna. Jason Regan at third base backing off just a bit. There goes Julio Ramirez. The pitch gets by the catcher, Jim Horner. And just like that, Julio Ramirez is at third base.
That's going to be scored a stolen base. We get the word from Leroy Rand, our official scorer. As they felt Horner wouldn't have been able to throw out. Ramirez got an outstanding jump. And Coates in the third. So Norm 1 and 2 to count on Ozuna. And they've already got a runner in scoring position.
Julio Ramirez now 7 for 7 with stolen bases now. And Pablo Ozuna now behind on the count 1-2, facing the righty Joel Pinheiro. We'll set the stage for you defensively for the Ravens in just a moment. 1-2 pitch, little chopper to the left side. Regan checks, fires across the diamond to Brendan Kingman. And of course, Julio Ramirez cannot advance. The play being so closely to third base.
Well, smart running by Ramirez. Go ahead, Norm.
Defensively for the New Haven Ravens, Rich Hills is in left field. Matt Soxie's in center. Jake Weber is in right. Regan, Vasquez, Harrison, Kingman around the horn of the infield. Jim Horner is behind the plate, and Joel Pinheiro is your right-handed pitcher tonight for the Ravens. This is the number 3 hitter tonight, and your second baseman, Matt Erickson, hitting .135. No home runs, 2 RBI. He is 5 for 37. 1 for 3 last night. The Sea Dogs won against the Binghamton Mets. That included an RBI. Sea Dogs have now won 2 straight baseball games. Holds up on that.
And called a strike. I was starting to say that on that ground ball to third, you know, that's the only move really Ramirez could make is just try to bait the third baseman to hold the ball a little bit. But a very nice play by Regan. And Ozuna flying down the line, but Regan made a perfect throw to first.
1-1. 2-1.
Pinero's last start was against the Sea Dogs, in which he won 5-3, went 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, walked 1, and struck out 2. He's 1-1 with a 6.75 ERA this year.
And now it's 3-1. Erickson's out of Appleton, Wisconsin. He's 23 years old. Played his baseball, or some baseball, for Kenny Joyce, the South Portland native, now managing at Utica, who worked his way up through the Florida Marlins system as a volunteer. Ball 4 now to Matt Erickson. The Sea Dogs now with runners at first and third at the corners. And that sets the stage now for Nate Rollison, the cleanup hitter, who is hitting .326 with a home run and 5 runs driven in. 14 for 43. 0 for 3 last night. Rollison now 5 for his last 10, hitting .500 with a home run, 1 RBI, 3 runs scored, and 3 base on balls. Very patient this year. In his second year with the Portland Sea Dogs and in Eastern League Baseball. Into center field. Soxie has it. Deep enough for Julio Ramirez to tag. The throw goes to first, though, as Erickson goes back to first. The throw gets by Brennan Kingman. And just like that, Erickson slides into second safely.
Well, Matt Erickson straight off first base quite a long way. And the center fielder, Soxie, tried to throw behind him. Erickson slid right into the first baseman and really separated him from the ball. And it's going to be scored an error on Soxie on the throw, getting Erickson to second base.
Sac fly by Rollison, his 6th RBI of the season, 2 outs, but more importantly, the run scores. Ramirez with a leadoff double, advancing to third base on the stolen pitch. This brings up the number 5 hitter of the inning, Chris Norton, who is the DH tonight. He's an 8-year veteran who's been around. Catch. Oh, 0-1 to Chris Norton. Maitland, Florida, last time playing at Midland, Vancouver, and Portland. For the Sea Dogs last season, .353, 6 home runs and 19 runs driven in. The runner at second base is Erickson. Norton has had rounds with Cleveland and Montreal, St. Louis, California before they became Anaheim, and the Yankees. Non-drafted, 8th-year pro. College teammate of our old friend Pookie Wilson at Auburn Montgomery. Pookie now a roving instructor, outfield instructor for the Marlins, and he'll make his first trip here to Hadlock sometime next month as coach Pookie Wilson.
The self-proclaimed mayor of Portland when he was a player here.
Very popular player. 29-year-old Chris Norton at the plate, 0-2 on the pitch. Upstairs now it's 1-2 with the runner Erickson at second base. Joe Pinero wears number 25. He's from Orlando, Florida. 20 years old. 6'1" righty. 180 pounds. 1-2. And the pitch. And it's 2-2. Good eye there from Chris Norton.
Chris
6 for 26 this season. I'm sorry, Mike. 6 for 26 this season with a .231 average, 2 home runs and 5 runs driven in. Came in as a pinch hitter last night. The Sea Dogs 4-2 win against the Binghamton Mets.
Norton not wanting to leave the runner on second base, wants to get a good pitch to hit, and he has worked the count to 2-2. Erickson, outfield, not that deep. Right fielder pulled in a little bit. The other 2 outfielders at a medium depth. Erickson on a base hit should be able to score.
2-2. Sweeping curve outside, and it's 3-2 now. Pinero, some trouble here. The Sea Dogs already with a run across the plate here, courtesy of Julio Ramirez. Now the count is full to Chris Norton. Pinero just taking his sweet old time on the mound. And the payoff pitch. Called strike 3. So Joel Pinero comes back to strike out Chris Norton, but the Sea Dogs get a run. The leadoff double by Julio Ramirez, and he would eventually score on the sac fly from Nate Rollison. 1-0 Sea Dogs after 1 from Hadlock Field.
Adding to the value of your life.
It's Toyota's added value sales event, where you can get a Camry LE with a deluxe stereo, power driver's seat, anti-lock brakes, and savings up to $500. Or get an added value lease with payments of just $219 a month for 36 months. Or choose a Camry CE and get savings up to $1,000. See your New England Toyota dealer now during the added value sales event.
Adding to the value of your life.
But hurry, it ends April 30th.
Can you find the danger hiding here? Sometimes it's easy to get busy and forget to watch out for serious trouble. When you use any electrical appliance or power tool outside, always connect to a ground fault protected outlet.
I'm fan of the road, okay?
Hey, honey, can you give me a hand over here?
And remember, never mix electricity and water. Make the right connection. Call for our free Smart Power Safety Guide today.
It's time for State Line's Super Sell-Off. State Line Auto Auction in Lebanon, Maine has over 100 vehicles that have to go. Right now and until they're all gone, we'll be accepting any reasonable offer. We'll have bank personnel here every day of State Line's Super Sell-Off. With rates as low as 6.99% and no money down, you can't afford to miss this sale. But hurry, these cars won't last. We have tons of off-lease cars, trucks, sport utilities, minivans, and more. State Line Auto Auction, Route 202, Lebanon. Don't miss it.
This summer, help the Maine Children's Cancer Program strike out cancer in kids. Just make a pledge for each strikeout the Sea Dogs pitch during the 1999 season. You can make your pledge anytime during the season, so join the team today. Call 871-6274. That's 871-6274. And right now, they've got about $5.70 per strikeout. Sea Dogs so far, 132 strikeouts. $8,500 has been raised so far. First pitch there from Rodriguez. Slicing to the left field line. There's not a lot of foul territory there, and it finds just a bit of that real estate out there down the line.
That was
Foul ball.
Matt Soxie, Norm, who's hitting a lusty 161. No homers, 1 RBI. Soxie was given the error on the throw from center field when Erickson made it to second base on the sac fly in the Sea Dogs half of the inning.
Matt Soxie hitting 161. No home runs and an RBI. 5 for 31 this season. 8 strikeouts at the plate. The lefty. 1 ball, 1 strike. So that's Soxie playing center field tonight. Tall, lanky.
Rogers appears to be just missing. I don't know if Tim Posh's strike zone is shrunk. It normally doesn't. He's a very consistent umpire, an excellent umpire, really. And maybe Bobby's trying to cut it a little too fine. That's probably what pitching coach Steve Luber, one of the things he told him when he came out in the last inning.
Soxie selected in the 25th round of the June 1994 draft. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Out of Ferris High School in Washington, and looking at his size, Soxie at 6'4", he led his high school to the AAA High School State Basketball Championship in Washington. He was the tournament MVP. And now the former hoop star drawing a base on ball. So that's 3 walks tonight surrendered by Bobby Rogers, who got out of a jam in the first inning alone after getting the first 2 outs. Harrison and Weber in the air, and then walking Kingman and Horner. So he leads off Soxie with the base on balls.
Well, Norm, Rogers started off so quickly with the first 2 hitters and then just seemed to end up throwing an awful lot of pitches, as he's doing now. We'll try to get his pitch count after 2 full innings from statistician Mike Beveridge, but I'm sure it's starting to climb rather rapidly.
Jason Regan, the third baseman, 192, a homer and 3 RBI, reaching for that one. 5 for 26 on the season. Rogers now with a 3 base on balls tonight, 8 for the season. Came in with 5 in 7 innings. So the lead runner, Soxie, at first base. Ramon Vasquez is on deck for the New Haven Ravens. who have not gotten off to a great start. 2-10. 8.5 games behind the Trenton Thunder right now, and Trenton is 11-2. Norwich is in second place. The Sea Dogs, 500, 6-6, now putting together their first winning streak of the season, winning last night against Binghamton, taking 2 of 3 from the Mets. A lot of kids here tonight, of course, with this being school vacation week. Because the rain has held off, we're expecting a decent walk-up crowd. Ball and 2 strikes now to Jason Regan. Saxey at first. The pitch from Rogers. Clocked at 82 miles per hour.
He seems to be missing up high quite a bit, Norm, and not being the pitching expert that I'd like to be, don't really know why unless he's just trying to overthrow the ball a little bit.
Here's a 2-2. Nice pitch there from Bobby Rogers. Ring it up, Jason Regan. That is his first strikeout tonight.
It's a slider over the outside corner. Excellent pitch and great location. So whatever he was doing, he'd like to continue to be doing that. As you said,
133
strikeout.
strikeouts for the Sea Dogs. Another strikeout going to the Strikeout Cancer in Kids program. Nice pitch selection there from Bobby Rogers, using the slider very effectively. Ramon Vasquez is the shortstop. And now Rogers with a huge out. That ground ball gets you out of the inning. And on the lip at third base is Victor Rodriguez. Ozuna, Erickson almost hugging second base. And called strike.
Vasquez, 286, does have 8 runs batted in.
12 hits and 42 at-bats this season. Struck out 7 times. Made 8 errors already at shortstop. There goes the runner. Hit and run on. Foul back. This is getting closer and closer to us back here in the booth. We've had one to our right and one to our left. One of these days, one will come right back here.
I dropped my only attempt last year, Norm, but I remember we had a guest up in the booth, so I gave it to him, so it came out okay. You didn't bring your glove tonight either, did you?
No, I'm going to barehand it. I'm going to tough it out.
I've seen you field, Norm. I wish you had brought your glove.
Saxey, 1 for 2 in the stolen base department, in case you're wondering. A real threat to lead, but enough of a distraction for Bobby Rogers here. Now the count is 1-2 to Ramon Vasquez.
Rogers in his 9 innings does have 12 strikeouts this year. Now in 10 1/3 innings has 13. So does throw the strikeout pitch.
From the stretch, foul back toward the screen. Rogers, the former Wake Forest University Demon Deacon. Great baseball down there in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Duke and NC State, North Carolina, Clemson. At least one rep going to the College World Series in Omaha every year from the Atlantic Coast Conference. 1-2. Runner goes, hit, run on. In the air, right field. That's Joe Federo. Right on the warning track. And back to first base goes Matt Saxey. He was taken off. Hit and run was on.
Joe took a rather circuitous route to that ball. Again, not normally an outfielder. An excellent athlete. Originally turned the wrong way, but had plenty of time to get under the ball. Ran to the spot, as a good outfielder will do, and made the catch.
Dusty Wathan is the designated hitter tonight. The DH in the 9 spot tonight. He's sitting at 250. No home runs and 4 RBI. Get some strong baseball ties. Father was John Wathan, or still is John Wathan, I should say. The former Kansas City Royal player and manager.
Was a very good hitter. Played catcher, played first base, played a little bit of the outfield.
Now Rogers preoccupied with Saxey at first base, and of course Saxey doesn't appear to have blistering speed. 1 for 2 in the stolen base department. Rogers delivers home. That's upstairs.
Dusty, like his father, is a catcher. 6'4", 215 pounds. Bigger than his dad as well. As I said, John Wathan, an excellent hitter, and platooned at catcher with Darrell Porter. Later played with the St. Louis Cardinals.
Dusty is 25 years old. And the 2-0. Fastball there. Clocked at 90 miles per hour. His father, John, played for Kansas City from 76 to 85, the glory years, and then he was a manager from 87 through 91. Quick toss back to first. One nothing Sea Dogs here in the top of the second with 2 outs. Rogers delivers. There goes the runner. Throw from Robertson. Ozuna applies the tag nicely. So once again, the Ravens leave a runner on base, and Bobby Rogers with a nice job through 2 innings on the mound. 1-0 Sea Dogs from Hadlock Field.
The all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee is totally redesigned to have more power, more safety, and more on- and off-road capability than ever before. So where do we go from here? Anywhere at all. Now lease the all-new Grand Cherokee Laredo for $0 down, $389 a month, and $884 due at signing.
Here's my idea. Best Buy should show me what's new in technology.
Quickly find your seat, secure loose articles, and get ready to experience the technology. Coming up, the real-life picture and sound of DVD. Best Buy is America's #1 source with thousands of titles. Hey, Caddyshack. Cool. And to the right, digital cameras. Hold on tight. It's the new Rockford Fosgate speakers, amps, and subs. Really new technology at Best Buy. Now that's a great idea.
The event you've been waiting for is here. The biggest selection of award-winning minivans, from the lowest price to the ultimate. Now for a limited time during the National Chrysler Plymouth Spring Sales Drive. Get big $1,000 cash allowances, or our lowest APR 1.9, or our lowest lease rates on every award-winning minivan. The National Chrysler Plymouth Spring Sales Drive, for a limited time only. See your Chrysler Plymouth dealer today.
Mike, here's how Bobby Rogers got out of the second inning.
Throws a strike, and look at this throw by Ryan Robertson. Matt Soxie didn't have a chance. Ozuna's waiting for him, slaps the tag down, and as you said, that's how you get out of an inning.
And Soxie was out by a good couple of feet, does not have blistering speed, and we've been graced with the presence of the world-famous Chicken and the first base coaching box. That's not Jose Castro, that is the Chicken making his appearance here. I guess he's going to be calling the signals there. John Heinrichs, the left fielder, is at the plate. He's hitting .295, 3 home runs, 8 RBI, 13 hits, and 44 trips to the plate. A couple of doubles, 1 for 4 last night. The Sea Dogs went over the Binghamton Mets. The crowd's not laughing at Joe Finero. They're laughing at the San Diego, or the Chicken, I should say. Little chopper to second base. Adonis Harrison. Kind of a funny hop there.
And Adonis makes the play. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Portland Sea Dogs and the National Association of Professional Baseball Leagues, Incorporated, and is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Portland Sea Dogs and the National Association of Professional Baseball Leagues, Incorporated, is prohibited.
Nicely done, Michael Fagerson.
Thank you,
waited
Norm.
the entire week for that, and that was your shining moment right there.
That's a well-written piece of prose, I'll tell you.
And a tear trickling from his eye as he reads it, like he would read a Keats poem.
Tony,
this is
Tony,
Joe
my
Finero
please.
in right field, and the 7th hitter tonight for the Sea Dogs. .385 batting average, 2 home runs, and 12 RBI. He was 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a home run last night, and the Sea Dogs went over the Mets. 15 hits and 39 trips to the plate, 3 doubles, and only a single error tonight, or actually for the entire season, I should say. Finero now 6th in the Eastern League in hitting at .385.
I'd like to be hitting .385 and be 6th in the Eastern League.
Right now they've got some astronomical numbers, of course. Early on in the season, brushing them back. Finero wears number 7 this season. He had been wearing number 5. He's a one to go around the entire outfield, infield, play where necessary, and that's his ticket to the major leagues. Reaching for that one. In comes Ramon Vasquez on the forehand. Fires, and Finero beats it out. What hustle by Joe Finero.
Joe Finero flying down the line. Slow hit ground ball to the shortstop. And I'll tell you, Norm, I think Vasquez thought he had a lot more time than he ended up with because Finero beat it relatively easily.
I think the chicken distracted the pitcher, Joe Finero, who's showing posters, bikini-clad posters to the pitcher, Joe Finero. Ryan Robertson up the middle, could be two. Vasquez, Harrison on the pivots, and on the backhand scoop, Brendan Kingman, and that will do it for the Sea Dogs. So, Finero with the infield hits, and he's stranded at first base. We play two completes from Hadlock Field, 1-0 Sea Dogs on Channel 8.
Do you wash your car more than you mow your lawn?
When you steal a glance, what do you see?
Do you challenge the road?
Because you know you'll win?
Then get to the Pontiac Excitement Drive-Away. Because now, with this solid offer on a new Grand Am, the only question is, what are you waiting for?
This is today's Pontiac driving excitement.
This is for me.
For me.
For me.
Join us at the Excitement Drive-Away. See your dealer today.
You know how it is. You always have to decide between buying what you need and buying what you want. Your needs, your wants. Unfortunately, the want part loses out a lot. Maybe what you need is a smarter way to manage your finances. Then speak to a home equity specialist at Key. Call anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they can tailor a solution for your needs and your wants right over the phone. Call 1-888-KEY-1234. Key, help at every turn.
At your New England Ford dealer, we're proud of our leadership claims. But the claims we value most come from our customers.
When the sun comes up, we're here. That's why we only drive Ford trucks.
Get an F-150 with an available Triton 5.4-liter V8 engine with the most torque and pulling power in its class.
They just plain work, or we don't.
The #1 selling truck on the planet, starting at just $15,390.
You want the toughest? This is it. We're proud to put our name on these trucks.
At your New England Ford dealer.
Maine Wireless presents the fan of the stands tonight. Who do we have? The chicken and the chicks. 1, 2, 3, 4. He brought 4 little helpers with him tonight. He had a confrontation with Slugger, the Sea Dog, just along the first baseline.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what was going to happen with that, but
they were eyeballing each other down and kind of a stare there until embraced. That's our Maine Wireless fan of the stand right there, or fans in the stand, I should say, or chicks in the
field.
Chicks in the field, I should say.
Chicks in the coop.
Dusty Watham's at the plate. He, of course, at the plate when Ryan Robertson threw out Matt Soxie trying to steal second base by a good margin. Which means he's still hitting at 250.
Rogers allowing 3 walks thus far, has struck out 1 batter.
Change there, 83 miles per hour. We've seen signs of Rogers with a fastball about 92, 91 miles per hour. 0-2 pitch. Nice piece of pitching there by Bobby Rogers. Strikeout number 2, and just 3 quick pitches like that. 1 quick out. Out 1, strikeout number 2 for Bobby Rogers, and another strikeout for the Strikeout Cancer in Kids program.
Rogers' little smile on his face after that strikeout.
Back to the top of the order we go. Adonis Harrison. 0 for 1. Flew out to Julio Ramirez. Adonis, that was your nickname at UMass, wasn't it, Mike?
Far from it, Norm. Far from it.
Well, the chicken now on top of the Sea Dogs dugout, putting the hex on Adonis, reaching for that one. Inner part of the lip is Victor Rodriguez, and a short throw to Nate Rollison. He played that beautifully on the short hop, too.
Nice job by Rodriguez.
Well, if Rogers can get out of this inning with about 12 pitchers or so, he's going to be a happy camper. Whatever Steve Luber said to him on the mound, or Ryan Robertson on the mound as well, or between innings, has worked. And now this is Jake Weber, who flew out to John Heinrichs, just inside the line, in left field, back of the first. goes after that one. New Haven's up here taking the cuts, Mike. They're not waiting, and they're not going to be too selective up here. They see a lot of strikes here from Rogers. They're going to go after it.
They're not going to wait him out, although he has given up 3 walks, but he wasn't really close to the strike zone with those 3 hitters.
Up by the lettering of the New Haven Ravens jersey right there. 2-1 now to Jake Weber. Foul back. Now, these are getting closer and closer toward the press box.
That one bouncing all the way down the stairs into the concourse. That was an unusual camera.
You have to be very alert getting a foul ball here. So you get the chicken along the first base dugout and Slugger to the third base dugout. 2-2, ripped to right field. Fanaro going back. That's going to bounce off the wall. Fanaro comes up throwing. What a throw to second base from Joe Fanaro, holding Jake Weber to a long single. Of course, that ball was hit so sharply, and Fanaro with some speed there, playing it very well. Picked it up off the quick carom and just gummed it to Pablo Ozuna. That is the
first hit Rogers given up. Also, Weber celebrates his 23rd birthday today, Norm, with that base hit.
Rogers now facing Brendan Kingman, first baseman, who drew a base on balls, one of 3 surrendered by Rogers so far. He's out of Sydney, Australia. Means he's a good friend of Glenn Reeves, the former Sea Dog, now in AAA, who was promoted a couple of days back. They're mates.
Glenn up in Calgary right now.
2-0 to Kingman. In the air, right field, long run for Fanaro, slicing toward the picnic grove and bouncing off the roof of it. Not a lot of foul territory. It is 330 down the right field line, 400 to straightaway center field, and 315 down the left field line. But last year, the left field area had only a host of upper tier advertising billboards, and the rest was considered a home run. Julio Ramirez hit the wall. Last year would have been a home run. Now to double it. Expands now to left center field, just to the left of the scoreboard. There's Jake Weber at first base, shielded by Nate Rollison. 2-1. Kingman reaches for that one. And that, too, making the facing of the Expo.
Rogers staying away from Kingman. Kingman's got some good size. As Norm said, does have a home run this year.
Weber has only, actually, 1 stolen base so far. 2-2, the pitch. Right over the head of the second baseman, Matt Erickson, into right field for a base hit. Runner heading to third. Fanaro comes up throwing, and not in time. And now runners at the corners for the New Haven Ravens with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning.
Erickson just missing that line drive. And good hustle by Jake Weber. Fanaro for a moment thought he had a shot at him. Throw was a little wide, and Weber turned on the speed and got to third base. So 2 outs, 2 singles, runners on first and third. Jim Horner, the catcher, up. He walked in the first inning.
And Matt Erickson used all of his 5'11" frame there at second base, just missing that. That would have gotten him out of the inning. Now Rogers in a jam here, first and third, 2 outs. And facing Jim Horner, who drew a base on balls back in the first. His average stays at 235. Weber at third, Kingman at first base. Rogers in a jam. Well hit, left center field, making its way toward the scoreboard, and that will bounce high off this scoreboard of the Lake Mason sign. And a 3-run home run for Jim Horner. Towering shot, 3-1, New Haven Ravens.
Well, Bobby Rogers was coasting along at 2 out and strikeout, a ground ball to third base. Gave up a couple of singles, and we got another look at this. Rogers fastball, and to use a cliche, right down Main Street, and Horner deposited it into left center field for a 3-run homer.
That may have cleared the scoreboard. That was a high towering shot. I know it went up toward the Lake Mason sign. There's Rich Hills. 3-run home run, only his 2nd of the season for Jim Horner. 9 RBI on the season now, and as Mike just alluded to, Rogers had been cruising a 2-out, 3-run shot there from Jim Horner.
I'm sure that Bobby did not want to throw that fastball where we showed that location. Great camera work. Right down the heart of the plate, thigh high.
Jim Hills grounded out to Bobby Rogers to end the first inning, so his average dips from 500 to 481. Rogers 1-2, delivering fouled back toward the screen. That's too bad because Rogers was, as you said, Mike, he was cruising along, got out of a jam in the first, had a decent second, picked up a couple of strikeouts, getting his confidence and his rhythm, and now that 3-run shot. Now he comes back nicely with a strikeout, but the damage was done on a towering shot from Jim Horner. They got a 3 spot in the third, and it's 3-1 the Ravens here at Hadlock.
Imagine a 200-horsepower car with virtually every luxury for around $19,000, plus financing less than 1%. Mercury Sable LS Touring Edition. Over $2,200 in no-charge options like leather seating, power moonroof, and anti-lock brakes. Or drive Sable Wagon with leather and ABS, plus financing less than 1%, both with a 5-star crash test rating. Mercury Sable LS Touring Edition, around $19,000, but not around for long. Hurry to your New England Mercury dealer.
The Portland Sea Dogs know who to call when they need renovations to their home. Hadlock Field, they call Rich Aluminum. Greater Portland specialists in business and home renovations for over 47 years. Oh, hi, Slugger. Just a second, please. If you're considering windows, siding, or considering remodeling your home or business, make the call the Sea Dogs make. Call Rich Aluminum at 772-9822. You want to go look at your place now? Okay.
As a way to die, emphysema is not one of the best ways to go.
This is Ganciclovir. This is Cellcept.
Cigarette smoking causes a disease that smolders, and we die slowly.
This is Axid. This is Premarin.
There is no cure for emphysema.
This is Prograf.
I'll say that again. There's no cure for emphysema.
This is my life, and this is why.
The New England Dodge dealers presenting the league standings in the Northern Division, where Trenton, the Red Sox affiliate, 11-2, blistering the league. Norwich 2 games back. The Sea Dogs 4.5 back. New Britain, Binghamton, and there are the Ravens 2-10, although they're leading the game 3-1. And down south, you've got the Bowie Bay Sox. Everything else is tightly contested, including Altoona, Akron, Reading, Erie, and your 3-time defending champion, Harrisburg Senators, falling on some hard times down there in PA, 4 games back. Victor Rodriguez sitting from the 9 spot. Then you've got the top of the order, Ramirez and Azuna. And during the break, the famous Chicken really laying it on to Tim Posh. He was giving him the works, shining his shoes, and spraying some deodorant, then gave him the old eye test, which he seemed to pass.
Seemed to do pretty well. Not all the players have agreed, but Tim's called a very consistent game thus far. As I said, a veteran umpire, very good umpire.
Tim Posh behind the plates. Victor Rodriguez, chopper to third base. Jason Regan, kind of a tough hop there, forcing the throw, safe. Another infield hit for the Sea Dogs. First Finaro, now Rodriguez.
Again, a good hustle by Victor Rodriguez, and that ball just eating Regan up. I mean, not much he could do. He made a nice stop. Took it in close to his body, then had to kind of reset to throw the ball, and we got another look at this, Norm. And our folks at home will see this. Breaking pitch. Rodriguez just puts his head down and runs. Now look at this hop. See how he had to take it close to his body, and then he had to wind up the throw. He took almost 3 steps before he delivered the ball, and Rodriguez hustling all the way, gets a base hit.
Had to force the throw. Julio Ramirez, who doubled on the first pitch back in the first inning, could beat 2. High hop over the head of Ramon Vasquez, and heading to third base is Victor Rodriguez.
Boy, that was a scary hop.
The balls are taking some funny hops tonight, Mike Fagerson. That's at least 3 we know of so far.
We'll take another look at this as well, and you can see another breaking pitch. Shortstop waiting on the ball. Looked like he hit a cleat mark, as you can see that. It might have actually brushed the head of the shortstop, Ramon Vasquez. Brushed the hat, I should say.
Almost took off his hat.
But you could see that it looked like it might have hit a spike mark, and they do drag the infield in the middle innings, but haven't done it as of yet. That's when it's traditionally done.
Pablo Ozuna is 0 for 1, grinding out to the shortstop Vasquez. First pitch, gobbled up there by Regan, has a hard time with it. One play to first base, and he gets Ozuna. Meanwhile, Ramirez advances to second, and of course, Victor Rodriguez stays at third base. So it's been an adventure so far for the New Haven infield on the left side, where Regan and Vasquez have dealt with funny hops and maybe underestimating the speed of the likes of Joe Finero. Couple of infield hits. One ball almost taken off the head of Vasquez, and Jason Regan there at third base.
Well, that's all Regan could do to stay with that, Norm.
As they say, put a 10 over the circus out there. Erickson's the hitter. Matt Erickson with an out, and with Rodriguez at third and Ramirez at second. Erickson drawing a base on ball and advancing to second base on an error by the center fielder. Lifts that one to left field. Well hit. Rich Hills, though, at the track just in front of the wall. Deep enough for the runner to tag. That's Rodriguez. Throw goes to third base, and everyone's safe, and now it's 3-2.
Good hustle by Julio Ramirez, tagging up and going to third, and a sacrifice fly for Matt Erickson.
And his third RBI of the season. That gets the job done. Now it's 3-2.
Well, Sea-Dog runs scoring on sacrifice flies. Hills looked like he was battling the wind a little bit. Looked like it was swirling.
Wind is swirling. Looks to be out of the southwest, blowing toward, well, from right to left. And now Nate Rollison is your hitter. He had the other sac fly for the RBI back in the first inning, scoring Julio Ramirez. That was his 6th RBI of the season. 326 batting average out of Petal, Mississippi, the former Mississippi State High School Player of the Year, and he of the 4.0 grade point average in high school with offers to Stanford and Yale. Opted to turn pro at the age of 18. Now a veteran, speaking to him before the baseball game, says he's more relaxed and he's on a good pace this year to have a good season for himself and for the Marlins organization. 2-0 to Rollison. Looking down the turnpike there, it's 2-1. Joel Finero now struggling here on the bottom of the third inning with one already crossing the plate. Julio Ramirez threatening at third. 2-1 to Nate Rollison. 2-2 to Nate Rollison. Chris Norton is on deck.
Interesting inning thus far. Really a couple of bad hop singles by the Sea Dogs and a sacrifice fly, so not a lot of power yet.
2-2, Nate Rollison. And they said he went around. So that'll be a strikeout there for Joel Pinero. The Sea Dogs get a run. They strand Julio Ramirez at third base, though. Score through 3 completed Hadlock Fields. New Haven, 3. Sea Dogs, 2.
I love my new Toro personal pace self-propel mower so much, I'm letting my neighbors try it.
Wow, so simple to control. Fix is unbelievable.
He loves it.
It moves at whatever speed I'm walking, and it's easy backing up, too.
She's hooked.
No speeds to adjust. I want one.
I think they're impressed.
The revolutionary Toro Personal Pace Self-Propel Mower. It's a whole new way to mow.
As a way to die, emphysema is not one of the best ways to go.
This is ganciclovir. This is Cellcept.
Cigarette smoking causes a disease that smolders, and we die slowly.
This is Axid. This is Premarin.
There is no cure for emphysema.
This is Prograf.
And say that again. There's no cure for emphysema.
This is my life, and this is why.
At your New England Ford dealer, we're proud of our leadership claims, but the claims we value most come from our customers.
Safety, it's my job. I like seeing kids riding in a Ford Windstar. It's got the government's highest safety rating and a whole list of other features to help keep your kids safe.
Like available all-speed traction control, side airbags, and a reverse sensing system.
I do whatever I can to keep my kids safe. That's why I drive a Windstar.
Ford Windstar, starting at just $249 a month at your New England Ford dealer.
We're back at Hadlock Field. Sea Dogs trailing the New Haven Ravens by a score of 3-2. And now for innings 4 through 6, it's the radio voice of the Portland Sea Dogs joining us, Andy Young. Good evening, Andy.
Hi, Norm. Thanks very much. Here's Matt Soxie swinging at the first pitch from Bobby Rogers and missing it for strike one. Soxie walked his first time up. That was in the second inning. And later was thrown out stealing by Ryan Robertson to end the inning. Soxie turned down a scholarship to Stanford. Signed pro with the Seattle Mariners. Next pitch from Bobby Rogers. Called a strike by plate umpire Tim Posh, and the count 0-2.
Soxie does attend Stanford in the offseason, though, getting his degree.
Very good student. There's a look at Bobby Rogers. Pretty good student himself, who went to college 3 years at Wake Forest. 0-2 pitch to Soxie. Swing and a miss, strike three. That is the fourth strikeout for Bobby Rogers. One up and one down very quickly here in the second. And now Jason Regan, the third baseman, will be coming up. Norm Regan had quite a couple of adventures in the bottom half of the third inning with some bad hops.
I don't know what's more entertaining tonight, the chicken or the left half of the infield for the New Haven Ravens.
That's the first pitch to Regan. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball, strike one. Regan took a called third strike his first time up. 51st round draft pick of Seattle back in 1996 out of Belton, Texas. There you get a look at him. Rogers with his next delivery, low and away, the count 1-1. The Ravens 2-10, 8.5 games out of first place. Tough start for them, and that combined with Trenton's terrific start has left them at the bottom of the Northern Division standings and at the bottom by a lot. 1-1 pitch misses for ball two. There's Bobby Rogers into the windup. The 2-ball, 1-strike delivery is high for ball three. The 5'9" Jason Regan. The count 3-1.
Yeah, very impressive so far. Working out of some jams, with the exception of that one towering shot to Jim Horner. 4 strikeouts tonight. That's a positive for Rogers.
3-1 pitch hit in the air by Regan on the right side. Foul territory. Nate Rollison backpedals a bit and makes the catch for out number 2 here in the top half of the fourth inning.
And you heard the communication. Matt Erickson saying you've got room to Nate Rollison. Not a lot of foul territory out there in right field, Andy, but getting toward the dugout, a little more real estate. We see the chicken coming back. He lost an arm wrestling match to one of the New Haven Ravens players and lost his right wing.
Did indeed. Lost more than the arm wrestling match. He's looking for an arm. Here's Ramon Vasquez, who flied out to deep right his first time up. First pitch right in there for strike one called. Talked about the left side of the infield. Vasquez was lucky he wasn't beheaded by that bad hop single off the bat of Julio Ramirez in the last of the third. The strike one pitch low for a ball, the count 1-1. Ramon Vasquez grew up in Puerto Rico, played college ball in Iowa, of all places, at Indian Hills Community College. 1-1 pitch, a little bit tight for ball two. 2 balls and a strike, the count on the left-handed hitter. Rogers working rapidly with the bases empty. The pitch again inside. Norm looks like he knows where he wants to pitch Vasquez. Tight, but not that tight.
He's just missing. He was missing in the first inning just by a couple of inches here, and the same thing here in the fourth inning. He's trying to find his location.
There's a high pop-up on the right side of the infield. Rollison and Erickson. Erickson calls off Nate Rollison and makes the catch, and for the first time tonight, Bobby Rogers retires the side in order. 3 up, 3 down, and the score after 3.5. New Haven 3, Portland 2.
Welcome to Taco Night at the Andersons.
Hey, it's the Steamboat Marshmallow Man!
Taco Night is also movie night at the Andersons.
Get a coupon for a free Blockbuster video when you bring home the new Grande meal from Taco Bell. It's a mountain of food for just $9.99.
1, 2, 3, awesome!
Wow, let's make s'mores.
Until next time.
Today,
something very unusual is happening in Yarmouth, but only for a limited time. It's the new and used car acquisition sale at Casco Bay Ford. Now, you can make the buy of a lifetime. Pay a $37 acquisition fee and acquire the payments on one of over 300 new and used vehicles shipped in from around the country.
This is not a lease.
A $37 acquisition fee. And remember, don't bring a lot of money. You won't need it during the new and used car acquisition sale for a limited time at Casco Bay Ford, exit 17 I-295 in Yarmouth.
Each day, Maria is cast out upon the land.
You don't want to try to run?
I don't want to do it. It can be a dangerous land, and she carries no weapon, only the shield of self-respect. Tyrants tempt her with forbidden offerings, but she rejects their advances.
Look, I said no, man.
And when she returns from her journey, she is one day stronger, one day wiser, one day freer.
Andy, the chicken is wreaking havoc here at Hadlock Field tonight. Wreaking havoc.
He got some sweet revenge on that New Haven Raven, or New Haven Raven look-alike anyway, that beat him in an arm wrestling match between the top of the fourth and bottom of the fourth. We're going now to the bottom half of the fourth inning, and Chris Norton, the Portland designated hitter, will lead it off against Joel Pinheiro. It's 3-2 in favor of the Ravens. New Haven getting all three of their runs on a towering three-run homer by Jim Horner in the top of the third. Portland with single runs in the first and third innings, both coming on sacrifice flies. 28-year-old Chris Norton, the veteran of the Portland Sea Dogs, in his seventh different baseball organization. First pitch low for ball one. Norton, a teammate of Norm, your old buddy, Pookie Wilson at Alabama Birmingham.
And now the roving outfield instructor, will be making his first appearance as the coach, Pookie Wilson, here next month at Hadlock Field.
1-0 count on Norton, who lives in Maitland, Florida. Wife is a school teacher. And there's a pitch low for ball two. Chris, one of the relatively small group of players playing for the Portland Sea Dogs that once played against the Sea Dogs. He played with the Norwich Navigators when he was in the Yankees organization back in 1996. The 2-0 pitch from Joel Pinheiro, taken down below the knees. It's 3-0.
Very muscular is Norton. Kind of reminds you of John Roscoe's from a few years back. The big forearms, and some of the players are big into lifting weights these days. Other players stay away, but throwing a couple of weights on the bench seems to be the thing to do now, getting power at the plate.
Well, he takes a powerful swing, but gets nothing but air. The count 3-1. Chris has been in the Expos organization, the Indians organization, the Angels, the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, the Cardinals, and the Yankees, in addition to the Marlins. 3-1 pitch, swing and a foul ball straight back out of play. The count full, 3-2. Chris also played in the Texas-Louisiana League and put up some glittering stats. I believe for the Lubbock Crickets, the Texas-Louisiana League. Yankees signed him out of that league on the recommendation of Jim Essien, who at the time was a manager in the Yankees farm system. 3-2 pitch lifted in the air on the first base side foul. Over goes Brendan Kingman having a look. It will be out of play.
Had a monster season for the Cardinals organization back in '94. Savannah, 26 homers, 82 RBI.
And Chris was not drafted out of college, so he has not taken any shortcuts. Played in the South Atlantic League, the Appalachian League, the Pacific Coast League, Texas-Louisiana League, Eastern League. Been all over. Again, the 3-2 pitch just missed, ball four, and the Sea Dogs have a leadoff base runner for the third time, Norm, in the first four innings tonight.
Six-time Norton has drawn a base on balls this season. And we'll see if they can maneuver the runner from first to third with, like they've been doing tonight, stolen bases and sac flies seem to be the thing the Sea Dogs are benefiting most from this particular baseball game.
John Heinrich's up there now, grounded out his first time up. Interestingly, in each of the previous two innings, the Sea Dogs have gotten the leadoff runner aboard. He's come around to score. Pinheiro's first pitch, high, ball one. John Heinrich's out of UCLA. Just his second full professional season, spent last year in the Florida State League with the Brevard County Manatees under manager Rick Renteria, former big leaguer, now skippering the Kane County Cougars. 1-0 pitch popped up right side, foul. Catcher Jim Horner being called off by Brendan Kingman, and the Australian first baseman makes the catch for out number one. Heinrich's retired. That'll bring up Joe Finaro. Tonight it's right fielder Joe Finaro, but this season we've seen Joe at second base, third base, and shortstop in addition to his position tonight. And boy, he's played right field tonight as though he's been out there all season long.
Exactly. He played that one shot, the one-line shot in the right field, played it beautifully, and what a great throw to Pablo Ozuna. And this really is his ticket to the major leagues, playing right field, playing short, playing third. And today we were speaking with him before the game, and he says he's a Dave Berg clone.
There's a lot of athletes playing baseball. Joe Finaro's a baseball player. First pitch high for ball one. Joe's wife, Jen, is a kindergarten teacher in New London, Connecticut. They've got school off this week, so she's been fortunate to spend time with her husband.
Native of Hamden, Connecticut, and the product of Eastern Connecticut State University, playing with some very impressive teams here at Hadlock Field against Ed Flaherty's USM Huskies.
1-0 pitch, high and tight for ball two. Joe Finaro, one of the very few players for the Sea Dogs or the opposition over the years that played baseball in Maine prior to being a professional. He's just the second player in Sea Dog history to come from a New England state. That's out of 152 total players that have ever played for the Dogs. 2-0 pitch, misses for ball three.
Dan Parody being the original native New Englander.
Down from Lowell, Massachusetts, relief pitcher back in 1994 with the Sea Dogs. 3-0 count on Joe Finaro, 1 out, 1 on, bottom of the fourth inning. Portland trailing by the score of 3-2. Now the 3-0 pitch, line down the left field line. Base hit for Joe Finaro. It's going to take a hop and head into the corner. Norton around second, headed for third. The throw cut off. It's a double for Joe Finaro, and the Sea Dogs are in business again. Norm, Joe Finaro's batting average has now jumped up over 400.
That is 4 doubles on the season for Joe Finaro. He got a hold of that one. Belt high inside, went right with a pitch, right down the left field line, and a blistering shot rolling to the wall.
Ryan Robertson, the hitter now. Robertson grounded into a 6-4 3-double play. Outstanding job on that one by both Ramon Vasquez, the trigger man, and Adonis Harrison on the pivot. Robertson on the season, 7 for 32, batting at .219. Takes the first pitch in there for strike one called. Tying run at third in the person of Chris Norton. Potential go-ahead run at second, bottom of the fourth inning. Sea Dogs down by a run against the New Haven Ravens. Jim Horner puts down the sign. Robertson waits. Strike one delivery, high and away for a ball. Joel Pinheiro, Norm, grew up in Puerto Rico, but played college ball at Edison Community College in Florida, and now lives in the Sunshine State. Spends his off seasons in Orlando. Here's his 1-1 pitch. In the dirt, good stop by Horner. The count 2-1.
We've seen Ryan Robertson work defensively with the pitchers this year, and kind of in the mold of our old friend Mike Rebin, who really had a notion for settling down the pitchers when he felt they were getting out of a rhythm or getting wild, and Robertson did the exact same thing in the first inning, settling down Bobby Rogers.
Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Swinging a topper up the first base side. It will roll. Foul ball. The count 2-2. Ryan Robertson, like Chris Norton, was not drafted after playing college baseball. Robertson played at McNeese State University in Louisiana.
Could have played college football at Baylor. An outstanding Texas quarterback.
From Port Neches, Texas, Norm, which is not a real big town, there are 2 players from that city in the league this year. Right-hand pitcher Eric Kamack of the Binghamton Mets from Port Neches, although he came out of the high school 3-4 years after Robertson did.
They faced each other, I think, last week in Binghamton, right?
They did indeed. 2-2 pitch called, strike 3. Fastball caught the inside corner, and Ryan Robertson's a strikeout victim, the third of the game for Joel Pinheiro. 2 down, that'll leave it up to Victor Rodriguez. Victor picked up an infield single his first time up on a bad hop ground ball to third baseman Jason Regan. Portland's first 2 runs in this game, Norm, scored on sacrifice flies. They're going to need something other than a sacrifice fly here with 2 men away. Rodriguez on the season now 3 for 14. Batting average of .214 on the year. 60-year pro, just 22 years old. Hits it on the ground to second base, fielded cleanly by Adonis Harrison. And the throw to Kingman is in time. That'll retire the side. The Sea Dogs in the fourth inning, no runs, a base hit, no errors, 2 left in scoring position. We've completed 4. It's the Ravens 3 and the Sea Dogs 2.
say thank you, Maine, for making GMC more popular here than in all the nation.
Red Letter Days is a celebration on best ever selection of 99.
Get great deals on great selection of Sonoma and Jimmy, plus great selection and deals on Suburban and Yukon.
GMC can make it easy as instant delivery, so why buy a truck from a car company?
If you're out and about anyway, today's the best day to get the best deal.
Come test drive a pure GMC.
Here's my idea. Best Buy should show me what's new in technology.
Quickly find a seat, secure loose articles, and get ready to experience the technology. Coming up, the real-life picture and sound of DVD. Best Buy is America's #1 source with thousands of titles. Hey, Caddyshack. Whoa. And to the right, digital cameras. Hold on tight. It's the new Rockford Fosgate speakers, amps, and subs. Really new technology at Best Buy. Now that's a great idea.
During Adventure 99, buy a Dodge Intrepid, and Dodge will give you your choice of $1,000 cash allowance or a super vacation package worth up to $1,800 at the new Universal Studios Islands of Adventure theme park in Orlando, Florida. It's the adventure of a lifetime, and we have the rides to prove it. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
There's a beautiful shot of one of the crown jewels of the city of Portland, Hadlock Field. Look how green the grass is, and kudos going out to Rick Anderson and his ground crew once again. Great playing shape here in April.
And a much nicer night than the weatherman had called for. Dusty Wathan, the designated hitter, fouls Bobby Rogers' first pitch off and out of play for strike one. Wathan, the designated hitter, took a called third strike his first time up. Son of former big league catcher and manager John Wathan. Here's the strike one pitch to the right-handed batter. That again fouled back for strike two. Norm, interestingly, Wathan fouled the ball off his foot the other night. Wasn't going to be in the lineup, but was a late pencil in for the son of another ex-big leaguer, Cirilio Cruz, who was supposed to be the DH. Had to be scratched with the flu, so Wathan takes his place. 0-2 pitch, topped foul, third base side.
And Cruz is the son of former Mariners player and current minor league coach Tommy Cruz, and the cousin of Jose Cruz Jr.
Tommy Cruz was one of three Cruz brothers in that generation to play Major League Baseball. The other two had longer careers. The 0-2 pitch swung on and missed for strike three. Strikeout number 5 for Bobby Rogers. Second time that he has fanned Dusty Wathan. Now the top of the order, and Adonis Harrison, a 5'9" second baseman who hits out of a crouch and doesn't have much of a strike zone. Getting back to Cruz, Tommy Cruz's brothers were Jose Cruz and Hector Cruz. Jose Cruz Jr., of course, now a major leaguer with the Toronto Blue Jays. That's Cirilio Cruz's cousin. First pitch to Adonis Harrison, a swing and a miss for strike one. Harrison lined hard to center field in the first inning, bounced out to third baseman Victor Rodriguez in the third.
Makes up the pitches very nicely now with the fastball and the slider and the change. Had Harrison pulled on that one.
0-1 delivery, lined hard, great play by Victor Rodriguez. A line smash, and Rodriguez, who was in on the grass guarding against the bunt, with a play, Norm, that was part great defense and part self-defense.
It's just the right place at the right time, an old cliche, but he was on the inner part of the lip, and it was a hard shot to the left side, and Rodriguez just putting his glove up, protecting himself and getting the out.
2 down, here's Jake Weber taking ball one. Weber, the pride of Wappingers Falls, New York, celebrating his 23rd birthday tonight. Norm, that's appropriate, given what his jersey number is. I just noticed that for the first time. He's number 23. Foul back to count 1-1.
He scored and singled, giving himself a birthday present there.
He started the Raven rally with 2 out and the bases empty with a third inning single off the wall and right. 1-1 pitch in there for a called strike 2. Talk about a quantum leap. Weber went from the short season Northwest League to Double-A New Haven. Just one season. In fact, he didn't turn pro till last summer out of North Carolina State. 1-2 pitch misses for ball 2. Bobby Rogers with the bases empty, working very rapidly. 2-2 pitch. This one's hammered on the ground, right side. Nice stop by a diving Erickson, but it's off his glove, and Weber is in at first base with what will probably be scored an infield hit. 4th hit of the game for the Ravens, and now Norm Bobby Rogers will try to make sure history doesn't repeat itself, as you can see. Hopper, it's a second base. Erickson showing good range, but that ball, I think, hit his glove on the heel.
Right on the heel. Smothered it. And now another two-out situation here for Bobby Rogers.
Here's Brendan Kingman, who singled his last time up. In the third inning, the Ravens had the bases empty, 2 out, but Weber singled, Kingman singled, and Jim Horner hit a monstrous 3-run homer. Rogers to the set position. And here's his pitch to Kingman. That's ripped to left center field. On the run is John Heinrichs. He'll get there, makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, a base hit, no errors, 1 left. In the middle of the 5th inning, it's the New Haven Ravens 3 and the Portland Sea Dogs 2.
At your New England Ford dealer, we're proud of our leadership claims, but the claims we value most come from our customers.
My days are pretty full. My Explorer helps me keep it all together.
A rugged 4x4, V6, automatic, power everything, loaded, just $299 a month.
My old car just wasn't cutting it. Now I can see over traffic. I'm in control.
The #1 selling sport utility in America, just $299 a month.
I need my Explorer.
Ford Explorer. See it at your New England Ford dealer.
The new Premium Cup collection, only from Maxwell House. The new Premium Cup collection, only from Maxwell House.
The only deal we can't beat is the deal we can't see. Those are facts. If you come to Yankee Ford Sales or Brunswick Ford, the money you save goes in your pocket. Because it's a fact. We'll sell you a vehicle for less and pay you more for your trade-in. That's why customers keep coming back. We have over $3 million of used vehicles to choose from. With our award-winning service department and attention to detail, it's not just the first car that matters. We're going to sell you the first car in your next 10. That's what's important to us.
The Chicken really taking his chances tonight, Andy Young, taunting the catcher, Jim Horner.
So far, you can't say that Horner's had the last laugh, Norm, but he's had the most recent one. He hit a 3-run homer that you had to see to believe.
Rapping tonight is the famous Chicken. You said he was doing an act similar to this about 15 years ago, Andy, but not with the same music. This would have been like Bee Gees music or something.
He's changed with the times, I suppose. So the scoreboard there with the Dairy Queen logo on it, those folks, along with Channel 8, are responsible in good part for bringing the famous Chicken to Portland. He'll be back later on in the summer, too. It's the first time he's ever been to the Sea Dogs home field twice in the same season. We'll go to the bottom half of the 5th inning, and the Sea Dogs will have the top of the order up against Joel Pinheiro, starting off with Julio Ramirez, who has doubled and singled in 2 trips. His single last time up was a bad hop ground ball. It took a crazy hop over the head of shortstop Ramon Vasquez. First pitch, he goes after it, pops it up right side in foul territory and out of play for strike 1.
It's back on the Expo, the roof. We were saying last year that was Mike Fagerson's duty after the game to go up on the roof of the Expo to retrieve the baseballs, but he has long since forgotten that responsibility now.
You have not lived till you've seen him shinnying up the side of that Expo building on that chimney. 0-1 delivery, low and away for a ball to count 1-1.
It's like a SWAT team going up and coming down.
He used to have a little Fay Ray doll that he carried up there with him. That may be a reference for some of our older fans. Next pitch, chopper to deep shortstop. Vasquez had better hurry. Here's the throw to first base, and it is just in time for the out. Norm, Ramon Vasquez didn't waste any time getting that throw over there, and you can see why. That was a routine grounder that Ramirez made into a pretty close play.
A routine grounder in the back of the lip, and he wasted no time getting the ball out of his glove. And you notice the stretch there by the first baseman, Brendan Kingman. A little more lengthy this time than it was against Finero and Victor Rodriguez a couple of innings back.
Here's Pablo Ozuna lining one foul. I believe that was in and out of the Portland dugout.
Hit the lip, the concrete portion just in front of the Sea Dogs dugouts.
Several Sea Dogs probably counting their teeth in that dugout right now. Ozuna has been up twice and bounced twice to third baseman Jason Regan. A strike 1 pitch is a swing and a miss for strike 2. Ozuna's first AA home run came at New Haven last Sunday. Ravens left-hander Jason Brosnan. Strike 2 pitch fouled off and out of play.
He's up there swinging tonight. A lot of cuts.
20-year-old Pablo Ozuna is the youngest of the Portland Sea Dogs in 1999, one of 3 players picked up by the Marlins in the offseason in exchange for their terrific shortstop and former Sea Dog Edgar Renteria. The strike 2 pitch just missed inside, ball 1.
And one of 3 players from Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic.
Pretty good quality on those players, too. The closer, Hector Almonte, and Julio Ramirez, the other 2. 1 out, bases empty, last of the 5th, 1-2 pitch. Ozuna fouls it this time toward the New Haven dugout, a little more gently.
Right by our third base camera person, Larry Gilbert. Frank Cacciatore retrieves and gives the ball to a fan.
We're looking at Pablo Ozuna, waiting for the 1-2 pitch from New Haven right-hander Joel Pinheiro. Here it comes. Tried to check his swing, and apparently did so successfully. The count 2-2. This is a 4-game series, Norm. Second game tomorrow night. 6'10", 19-year-old Ryan Anderson will pitch for the New Haven Ravens. I think a lot of people in Portland are looking forward to seeing him.
A 6'10" pitcher in Seattle's organization.
2-2 pitch, chopper to third. Weber with a chance to throw out Ozuna for the 3rd time in the game, and he does. With a good strong throw on to Kingman, 2 men down.
I don't recall seeing anyone over 6 feet 10 inches in the Mariners organization pitching. Well, Johnson is the big unit. He is the...
He is being referred to as the young unit, although they tell me in New Haven he wants to be referred to as the Space Needle, which is a good geographic reference in the city that he hopes to be pitching in before too long. Now here's Matt Erickson taking a fastball high for ball 1. Erickson, been up twice tonight, has no official at-bats. He walked in the 1st inning and drove in Portland's 2nd run with a sacrifice fly to left in the 3rd. 1 ball, no strike pitch on the way to Erickson. Called strike, it's 1-1. Sea Dogs have beaten the Ravens 2 times in 3 previous games this year. The 1 game they lost to the man on the mound right now, Joel Pinheiro. There's Erickson waiting. Pinheiro throwing low for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. The manager of the Ravens, Dan Roan, spent 2 years in the International League with the Maine Guides in 1985 and 1986. 2-1 pitch, a swinging strike. It's 2-2.
A lot of former Maine Guides now making the managerial trek through the Eastern League. Al LaBeouf last year.
2-2 with 2 men away. Bases empty, last of the 5th. Ravens up 3-2. Now the pitch to Erickson. Called. Strike 3 on the inside corner. And Pinheiro has his first 1-2-3 inning. We've completed 5. It's New Haven 3 and Portland 2. Back with more after this.
Imagine a 200-horsepower car with virtually every luxury for around $19,000, plus financing less than 1%. Mercury Sable LS Touring Edition. Over $2,200 in no-charge options like leather seating, power moonroof, and anti-lock brakes. Plus the government's highest crash test rating, 5 stars. All for over $5,000 less than Camry XLE. Mercury Sable LS Touring Edition, around $19,000 with virtually every luxury, except time. So hurry to your New England Mercury dealer.
This May, expect more from ABC. The most explosive episodes of The Practice and NYPD Blue. The 90-minute series finale of Home Improvement. The movie events on ABC. Oscar winner Sean Connery, Nicolas Cage, The Rock, Brandy, Diana Ross, an ABC original movie, Double Platinum. Then, ABC makes history with the premiere event of May, Cleopatra. This May, expect more from ABC.
How do you choose a healthcare company? Do you choose the one committed to improving the health of all of Maine? Do you choose the one that creates partnerships with over 3,500 doctors at 40 hospitals, so you'll feel good about feeling better? Do you choose the one with good ideas to keep you healthy? The one that always gives you good value? Do you choose Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Maine? Good for you.
Some of the crowd on hand at Hadlock Field tonight in Portland on a Thursday night. The 7-day homestand continuing. Good walk-up crowd. The neighboring Portland Expo with a beautiful brick facade. Bobby Rogers.
And facing Jim Horner, whose 3-run homer in the 3rd inning has accounted for all 3 of the New Haven runs. Norm, did you pick 506 for your pick 3 today?
I had 507, and I was off about 6 digits on the pick 4, Andy.
Better luck next time. The 1-0 pitch to Horner misses for ball 2. Now Rogers with a pitch. High fly ball. This one will stay in the ballpark from Jim Horner. Heinrichs coming over along with Ramirez. John Heinrichs makes the call and the catch for out number 1 here in the top half of the 6th inning.
I think that home run made its way toward 295 over the scoreboard.
That was a Charles Johnson-esque shot. Speaking of ex-Sea Dogs, Tony Saunders is on the mound for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays tonight against the Baltimore Orioles. Tony beat the Orioles in Baltimore earlier this season, and for the ex-Sea Dog, that was quite a thrill. Baltimore is his hometown.
Faced the Red Sox over the weekend at Fenway Park.
Here's Rich Hills taking the first pitch in there for strike 1 called. Hills has grounded out and struck out. Came into the game batting at .500. Norm, his mini slump has seen his average plunge all the way to .464. Not too bad.
That's tough. Hitting .464. Speaking of former Sea Dog pitchers, how about Brian Meadows? 3-0.
He's got better than half the Marlins wins. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way to Hills. Good breaking ball from Bobby Rogers. The count 1-2. On the information sheets the players filled out for the Sea Dogs, Bobby Rogers said the thing he likes most about his job, his worst day in baseball is better than a lot of people's best days in their jobs. Next pitch, little flare out to right field off the end of the bat. Base hit for Rich Hills. Tough break for Bobby Rogers, Norm. Pretty good pitch, and Hills kind of dumped that one into shallow right field.
And there's nothing really Joe Finero could have done about that. He was playing at normal depth, and Finero knows how to scout the hitters out there in right field. Played that one hop off the wall very well, but there's nothing much you could have done about that. That was sinking and dying fast into right field for the 5th hit tonight for the New Haven Ravens. The Sea Dogs with 5 hits as well.
Here's Matt Soxie, who has walked and struck out in his first 2 plate appearances. Left-handed batter. Takes a called strike 1. Norm, he's from Spokane, Washington. That's Mike Redmond territory.
Mike Redmond's hometown.
Soxie on the season against Bobby Rogers. Had a single in his one previous at-bat against him last week. Rogers with a 2-inning appearance against the Ravens. There's a fly ball hit to deep left field. Retreating is John Heinrichs. On the warning track, hauls it in for the 2nd out. Well, that ball went a lot further than I thought it would.
Well, I thought he got more of that. Looked like a little golf swing there with a slice to it. Drove John Heinrichs all the way back to the warning track under the wall. Wind is blowing out toward right field now. It was moving from right to left earlier.
Heinrichs with the last 3 putouts for the Sea Dogs. 2 down. It'll bring up Jason Regan, the 3rd baseman, who was struck out and popped up foul to first baseman Nate Rollison. It's all even at 5 apiece. And with 2 men away, first pitch to Jason Regan is in there for strike 1 call.
Got a lot of ground ball outs tonight from Bobby Rogers. A lot of these players getting a piece of the ball, lifting it to left field and center field. Couple of shots out to right field. A lot of fly ball outs.
There's a swing and a miss, a fastball for strike 2. Norm, that's a good point. Only 2 assists from infielders so far tonight. One on a check swing comebacker to Rogers in the first. The other one in the third when Adonis Harrison bounced to Victor Rodriguez.
Last pitch clock at 90 miles per hour from Bobby Rogers, the righty.
Right-hander Chris Clark throwing now for the Sea Dogs in the bullpen. 0-2 pitch. Hit high in the air to center field. This one should be routine. Julio Ramirez is there, makes the catch to retire the side. For the Ravens in the 6th, no runs, a base hit, no errors. 1 left through 5 1/2. It's New Haven 3, Portland 2.
Well, he didn't call. He's probably not over his last girlfriend.
Sounds like the Peter Pan syndrome.
I think he's intimidated by intelligence.
Girl, you are a threat to his manhood.
Oh, yeah.
He obviously has issues with his mother.
Is it possible that he's just not interested?
No!
The Honda Civic. Where will it take you? Now you can get special APR financing for as low as 3.9% APR for 36 months on all 99 Civics.
It's about price. About paying enough, but never too much. About getting everything you pay for, and more. It's the promise of true value. The Furniture Market. It's about price.
Go where stones skip. Go where nothing is paved.
Go far from TV. Go where dogs and leashes part ways. Go where others haven't been. The LL Bean Summer Catalog. Start here. Go anywhere.
We've just had a battle of the dancing mascots along the first base side. The San Diego Chicken, Chicken, I should say, and the Purple Dinosaur now going down to a wrestling hold and a 3 count. Got a Barney clone and the Chicken pinning his man, a la Ric Flair.
I believe there was, Norm, some legal action brought by the folks from that other Purple Dinosaur. They attempted to sue the Chicken for copyright infringement. Chicken won that case, and I believe his quote after that case was decided was,
and now Slugger getting into the action. Tag team.
The Chicken's comment after that lawsuit was, victory is super de-duper.
Slugger and the Chicken, your tag team champions on Channel 8. Doubling up on the Purple Dinosaur with no, of course, relation to the other Purple Dinosaur.
It'll be Nate Rollison leading things off in the bottom of the 6th.
This is a coordinated monthly test of the emergency alert system for the state of Maine. If this had been an actual emergency, official messages would have followed the alert tone. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
All right, all systems go now, Andy Young.
And Nate Rollison up there with a 2-ball, no-strike count. Takes a fastball in there for strike 1 call from Joel Pinheiro. Both pitchers impressive to this point, Norm, particularly early in the season. Both are fairly deep into the game. Longest outing for Bobby Rogers this season. Pinheiro has gone 6+ only once before. The 2-ball, 1-strike pitch is low for ball 3. 3 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error for the Ravens. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Portland Sea Dogs as we play the bottom half of the 6th inning. On deck is Chris Norton, then it'll be John Heinrichs. This is the middle of the Portland batting order. 3-1 pitch on the way. Drilled foul over on the third base side.
That one between the Chicken and the Slugger.
3 balls, 2 strikes. On Petal, Mississippi's Nate Rollison, a 5th-year pro, just 22 years of age. Petal is a small town just outside of Hattiesburg, Mississippi, about an hour north of the Gulf of Mexico. Payoff pitch. High for ball 4, and the Sea Dogs have the leadoff man aboard for the 4th time in the first 6 innings of this ball game. Now Chris Norton, who has struck out and walked in that order. There you get a look at big Nate Rollison. A couple of big boys over there at first base. Rollison, the base runner, and Brendan Kingman holding him on. Nate stole 5 bases in as many tries last year, Norm, but he'd be the first to tell you the element of surprise was a key ingredient in those steals. Now here's Chris Norton. First pitch to him from Pinheiro. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball, strike 1. Norton was originally signed as a free agent by the Cleveland Indians, assigned to Burlington in the Appalachian League, was there less than 2 weeks before he asked for and got his release. Signed up about a week later with the Expos and spent the summer in the New York Penn League. Kingman holding Rollison on at first. 0-1 delivery to Norton. Line drive. Great play by the shortstop Vasquez on the leap. It's going to be a double play. Norm, I'm not sure what his vertical leap was, but his hang time was outstanding.
Well, he used all of his 5'11" frame, and he timed it beautifully. I mean, that ball was lined, and you had to just wait right about there at its highest point. What a play.
Outstanding job by Ramon Vasquez. Base is now empty with 2 men away for John Heinrichs, who has bounced to second and popped to first. Here's Joel Pinheiro's pitch. Low, ball 1.
And of course, Rollison running on the pitch. Nothing he could have done about that.
John John Heinrichs currently hitting at .283. His 3 home runs, top total on the Sea Dogs. There's a foul ball off and out of play. The count 1-1. Sea Dogs play the Ravens single games tomorrow night, Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, then head off on a 9-game road trip. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Chopped out on the right side of the diamond, picked up barehanded by Pinheiro. The throw is in time to Brendan Kingman at first base to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. Folks, it's been a pleasure. Mike Fagerson will be back with you for the final 3 after 6. It's New Haven 3, Portland 2.
GMC's more popular here than in any state in all the nation. So we're pleased to present the next generation, all new, completely redesigned, full-size 99. We believe the 99 Sierra will meet and exceed your expectations, and a better selection is available now for your immediate examination. So come test drive a 99 GMC.
Glidden and Home Depot together, it's an unbeatable combination.
We are a paint store in Home Depot.
Glidden's been around 120 years, and they know paint.
It's unbeatable.
So I can always honestly recommend that you use Glidden paint.
It applies easily, doesn't splatter because it's a nice thick paint.
You just get a brush and roller and go at it. It covers really well.
It's a quality paint. Good durability, good price.
Glidden has it all. You don't stay in business for 120 years if you don't have good exterior paint.
You might have to go to Detroit to see more GMC trucks in one place. Over 500, each one value priced at O'Connor GMC. Drive Maine's favorite family truck, this 99 Club Coupe with third door, Vortec V8, and the O'Connor Custom Package for only $259 a month. Or for larger loads, this 99 four-wheel drive Suburban. It carries everything and seats 8 for only $359 a month. It's New England's best selection, and we value your trade as much as you do. So go ahead, take the drive to Augusta, Maine. O'Connor GMC.
Well, there's the party just over the left field fence. I'm wondering if they can hear us. If you can hear us at all, you have a TV out there, wave to us, please.
Well, we need to get them a TV.
Get them a monitor out there.
That,
and
ladies and gentlemen,
barbecue out there.
Is the entire population of the Norm Carcos fan club out there. Actually, not the entire population, Norm. That's just the vanguard. There's thousands behind them.
You wasted absolutely no time here. New pitcher for Sea Dogs, Mike, as we get back to the game, is Chris Clark, number 29, and a respectable job tonight from Mr. Bobby Rogers. We said at the top he had to get some confidence back, give up that, or take away that one home run, that one shot to Jim Horner with 2 outs, and he pitches a decent game here. And still, for the most part, I think the positives outweigh the negatives. There's 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, and 5 strikeouts tonight for Bobby Rogers. Trailing 3-2 now. It is the top of the 7th inning at Hadlock Fields. From Carcos, Mike Fagerson, the Chicken, slugger the Sea Dog.
Barney was there, I saw.
Well, it was his likeliness. We have to...
I was getting a little excited there.
Copyright infringements of that here.
That's true.
Ramon Vasquez, and of course our Channel 8 crew doing an outstanding job. We've got John Gregory on the truck calling the shots for us tonight, our executive producer director. Second of 8 games on Channel 8 for 1999. Vasquez behind on the count now to Clark. Sweeping of that one. Chris Clark is the righty from Tucson, Arizona. Home of the University of Arizona Fighting Wildcats, Mike. Not to be confused with the Sun Devils from Tempe. Chopper. Gobbled up in the back with a lift by Erickson.
Nice play by Erickson.
A 4-3 putout. We're talking about the folks on the other side of the fence barbecuing tonight. They had the luxury of having the first chicken cacciatore sandwich of the season. Of course, named after our good friend and the Sea Dogs manager, Frank Cacciatore.
How was it, Norm?
It was very good. Had it with some mozzarella cheese.
I noticed you wouldn't share with us.
Great pregame meal. You're on your own right now for that department, Mike. Dusty Wathman, number 9 hitter in the order tonight for the New Haven Ravens. It was excellent.
There are other people up in the booth, Norm. I really think you should have thought about sharing. You did look like you enjoyed it, though.
I enjoyed it immensely. Always loved a good Italian meal.
You know, Norm, while we've got a moment, I'd like to give a big hello to one of our loyal watchers, Marie McConnell, who's recuperated nicely from her illness and is down at Huntington Commons.
To right field, and Finero had to stop that. Low line drive, maybe lost it in the lights initially. And also to the young folks watching at the Barbara Bush wing of a medical center. I'd like to wish them a very pleasant good evening tonight, watching the game here on Channel 8. Good crowd tonight for a Thursday night, Mike, at the Picnic Grove. See some people down there. Our Channel 8 counter box is filled up tonight. Good walk-up crowd. Rain's holding off. Top of the order now, Adonis Harrison.
Well, it was a rather, ominous forecast early in the week at first. We thought we were going to get quite a bit, and it's really held off nicely.
It has. We're expecting maybe some gloom and doom tonight. Intermittent showers. Called strike to Adonis Harrison, now 0 for 3.
Adonis did not like Tim Pasha's call that time. Took a little bit of a walk.
Well, he's got to deal with it. He is grounded out, flew out to Julio Ramirez back in the first. Lined out to Victor Rodriguez, who was playing on the inner lip. That was a beautiful defensive play there by Victor. And again, he is playing in on the lip against the speedy Adonis Harrison with Jake Weber, birthday boy, up on deck. 0-2 now from the pitcher, Chris Clark. Wears number 29. He's the righty. Watch it. Holy smokes. A couple of line shots, and the ushers immediately rushing to the selected area. Come to the ball game, bring your glove. There are some line shots leaving the bats tonight. 0-2 from Clark, and the pitch. Oh, what a beautiful pitch right there. Took something off that little kick to it, and down go the Ravens. 1-2-3, top of the seventh. Seventh inning stretch time here at the old ballpark. And the Ravens lead by a score of 3-2 on Channel 8.
The only deal we can't beat is the deal we can't see. Those are facts. If you come to Yankee Ford Sales or Brunswick Ford, the money you save goes in your pocket. Because it's a fact. We'll sell you a vehicle for less and pay you more for your trade-in. That's why customers keep coming back. We have over $3 million of used vehicles to choose from. With our award-winning service department and attention to detail, it's not just the first car that matters. We're going to sell you the first car in your next 10. That's what's important to us.
Mom, it's only a scrape.
I thought this was, too.
Oh, a scar.
Now there's a new reason to use Neosporin. It not only kills more strains of infectious bacteria, now a clinical test shows that treating scrapes with Neosporin helps minimize the appearance of scars.
Here, okay. Oh, no. Remember that scrape?
Not really. Prevent infection. Help minimize the appearance of scars. Use Neosporin every cut, every time.
During Adventure 99, you can lease a Dodge Durango for only $365 a month. Or if you buy a Dodge Caravan, get your choice of a $1,000 cash allowance. Or a vacation package worth up to $1,800 at the new Universal Studios Islands of Adventure theme park in Orlando, Florida. It's the adventure of a lifetime. And we have the rides to prove it. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Seventh inning stretch time here at Hadlock Field. The hometown Sea Dogs trail the baseball game 3-2, 3-5-1 for the visiting New Haven Ravens, and 2-5-0 for the hometown Portland Sea Dogs. And there is the chicken doing his thing, a la Billy White Shoes Johnson, that move right there, and playing a little guitar riff on the Sea Dogs dugouts. And a new pitcher for the New Haven Ravens is Kevin Grabowski. Line on Joel Pinero, 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. So an admirable job from the starter. Bottom of the 7th inning at Hadlock Field, and this is Joe Finero, the new look Joe Finero. Last year wearing number 5, this year number 7, the high stirrups, and he says it makes him look fast. First pitch to him. He is 2 for 2, so his average now has gone up from, came in hitting 6th in the league,
385
now to 415. side, ground ball Vasquez. Back of the lip, long throw. For the first time tonight, Joe Finaro is retired. That coming on the second pitch, 6-3 putouts. Brian Robertson is the catcher. Second batter here in the 7th inning with Victor Rodriguez on deck. This is 7, 8, and 9 this inning. Robertson now struck out in his last at bat. Now hitting .219, a former high school quarterback in the state of Texas, turning down a scholarship to play for the Baylor Bears. Edson Hadlock Field, named after, of course, Edson Hadlock, the longtime Portland High baseball coach, which has seen many great minor league baseball games, high school baseball games, college regionals. Robertson pops it up shallow center field. Now who's going to call off who here?
It's like
Adonis Harrison calling off the center fielders Soxy, and Ramon Vasquez taking the leadership role right there as he should. That's 2 quick outs. Looking at the roster here for the New Haven Ravens, in the organization is Kyle Kennison, former Oxford Hills High School standout and USM baseball player. Now plays with the Mariners organization. For years, the Ravens were the affiliate of the Colorado Rockies. Now the AA affiliate for the Seattle Mariners. And Kyle Kennison hoping to get his shot with the big club. Former USM Husky. And speaking of Ed Flaherty's team, now 15 straight wins, 20 and 9 of the season for the USM Huskies. Victor Rodriguez to the right side, excuse me. Brendan Kingman scoops it up unassisted at first base, and down go the Sea Dogs. 1, 2, 3 in a quick inning for Kevin Grabowski. We played 7 complete, and it's still 3-2 Ravens on Channel 8.
Right now at Lee, a great selection of used cars and trucks priced under $59.95. $59.95.
We make buying used cars easy.
Selection, price, and easy financing. Nobody outsells Lee Auto Malls.
Worried that someday your windows may be the target of that errant baseball? Well, at Rich Aluminum, we have the windows that are perfect for you. With these windows, you'll receive a lifetime warranty on all breakage, including storm damage, vandalism, and the occasional stray ball.
Hey, mister, sorry about the window, but can I get that ball back?
Rich Aluminum, just a foul ball away from Hadlock Field.
Imagine a 200-horsepower car with virtually every luxury for around $19,000. Plus financing less than 1%. Mercury Sable LS Touring Edition. Over $2,200 in no-charge options like leather seating, power moonroof, and anti-lock brakes. Plus the government's highest crash test rating, 5 stars. All for over $5,000 less than Camry XLE. Mercury Sable LS Touring Edition, around $19,000 with virtually every luxury, except time. So hurry to your New England Mercury dealer.
Right now at Lee, a great selection of used cars and trucks priced under $59.95. $59.95.
Sure, they're worth more, but they cost less.
Selection, price, and easy financing. Nobody outsells Lee Auto Malls.
Well, this summer, help the Maine Children's Cancer Program strike out cancer in kids. Just make a pledge for each strikeout the Sea Dogs pitched during the 1999 season. You can make your pledge today, at any time during the season, I should say. So join the team today by calling 871-6274. And tomorrow afternoon here at Hadlock Field, there will be a press conference. And on hand, some of the media types will be on hand to take a crack at a pitch or some pitches for some Sea Dogs pitchers. If we get a hold of one and hit a base hit, that's $100 donated toward the program. And if they strike us out, that's $50 donated toward the program. And I will be the last one to take my raps. We have some people from the local television stations, the newspaper, print medium as well as some representatives from the Strikeout Cancer in Kids program. Sawed off, foul. And I'm going to be the last one up, and I am telling you this right now. I am not holding this back. I am swinging for the fence.
Is that the fence in front of the dugout, or do you mean the outfield fence? The outfield fence.
The outfield fence,
okay.
Michael.
All right, Norm. See, they didn't ask me.
Got to revert back to my glory days at Lisbon High School. I'm going to point to the right. I'm going to try to launch one at Fitzpatrick Stadium.
Well, I'd like to see that, Norm.
Jake Weber, the birthday boy, sends one to right field, hooking down the right field line. That one is called a foul ball, not by much, and as we said, there's not a lot of foul territory out there for Jake Weber. Former MVP of the U.S. Junior National Team in 1994, and he played his college baseball at North Carolina State, and he started every game in his career. That's 248 career games. The ACC leader in hits, 366, and at-bats, 1,000. Not too bad. Raleigh, North Carolina, the former Wolfpack baseball player.
You know, Norm, I really have no doubt that you can, I've seen you hit a golf ball. I know you can swing the bat, but, you know, I can't help but thinking about your fielding escapades down on the field last year, and I don't know if we have that on tape anywhere.
Tomorrow. Glenn will be taking a few cuts tomorrow. Glenn Jordan.
Been informed by our producer we don't have that on tape, but I know we'll probably get your hitting on tape, so I'm looking forward to seeing that.
We'll play it next game. How's that?
I'd love to see it, Norm.
And I'll be more than happy to help donate some money to the
I'm
cause.
rooting for you. I'm telling you, I'm rooting for you.
But if I find myself down, just absolutely being, you know, just mesmerized and just having no chance, I'm going to lay down a drag bunt.
That may be your best bet.
Weber draws the base on ball, getting back to the game here. Now back toward the screen is Brendan Kingman. He is 1 for 3, now hitting .289. Tight baseball game. It's a good baseball game. You know, we've had some funny hops along the infield at the left side for the Ravens, and of course that towering shot by Jim Horner, which probably found its way to 295 in the USM library for that matter. Off-speed pitch there from Chris Clark, now working his second inning with a righty from Tucson, Arizona.
You know, Norm, I was looking at the bottom of the Ravens lineup. Batters 6 through 9 are 0 for 11.
Ricocheting off the shin of Robertson there. That advances Weber to second base. So the Sea Dogs are very much in this baseball game, and it's very important here for Chris Clark to keep this baseball team just a single run down. They really couldn't figure out Joe Pinheiro through 6 innings. Now Kevin Grabowski is the pitcher for the New Haven Ravens, and New Haven really not one of the best teams in the league, but the Sea Dogs can't take that for granted. New Haven coming in 2-10. Little chopper to the left side. Rodriguez looks and fires. To Nate Rallison after checking the runner. Jake Weber, of course, he wasn't going anywhere with that.
He did advance. Sorry, Norm, I was going to say he did advance on that wild pitch, but as you just said, Rodriguez holding Weber that time. So 1 out, runner on second. Jim Horner, he of the Ruthian shot to left center field.
He of the Ruthian shot toward 295 and the USM library. 1 for 2 with a 3-run shot. That's been the difference tonight here, baseball fans. Now hitting .250. He came in hitting .235. Now has 2 home runs and 9 RBIs on the season. He's yet to make an error this season. Pretty impressive for a catcher. In the air and well hit to right field. Pinheiro is going to give it a run at the track at the wall, leaps up, and he makes the catch. What a play by Joe Pinheiro.
Tremendous catch by Pinheiro. And he really tracked the ball well. He picked it up, didn't pick it up right away, but ran right back to the fences, felt the warning track under his feet, knew where the fence was, and Joe, not a tall guy, still made a terrific catch. Runner advances to third on the fly ball.
Pinheiro at 5'9", leaping up and making a spectacular catch up against the wall, preventing any further damage. That's what's going to get this young man to the major leagues one day. His ticket's going to be playing every position, such as right field and shortstop and third base, and excelling where they put him on a nightly basis.
And playing them all very intelligently, Norm.
Very smart baseball player for the former Eastern Connecticut State University product. This is Rich Hills with 2 outs here, and the runner at third base is Weber, who tagged up. 3-2, very important situation here for the pitcher, Chris Clark. In the dirt, Robinson alertly takes off his mask and checks the runner down at third base, walking it in front of him, not making any further damage come the Sea Dogs' way.
Nice job of getting down in front of the ball, using his body, not necessarily trying to catch the ball, using his body and his chest to block it and kept it, as you just said, Norm, in front of him.
Matt Soxie is on deck. The batter now, paying attention to, is Rich Hills, who was 1 for 3. Upstairs by the New Haven lettering on the visiting gray jerseys of the Ravens.
That was a very tight pitch. I'm not quite sure how Hills actually got out of the way of that.
Nothing fancy here from the righty Chris Clark out of Tucson. Get this out, get out of the inning. And the pitch upstairs, and now he has walked a runner, and there are runners in the corners for the Ravens.
His second walk of the inning, Norm.
He walked Jake Weber, who's now at third, and now Rich Hills. And that sends up Matt Soxie, the center fielder, who was struck out, flied out to Heinrichs in left field. He is 0 for 2. He walked back in the second inning, 0 for 2 officially. And back to the pitching mound, Steve Luber, the pitching coach.
I think that pitch that was tight and inside really got away from Clark. And you see the entire infield now coming, kind of gathering around Steve Luber. A team meeting, as Norm just said. Everybody but the outfield is in there. And I think they were also talking about the situation. Will Rich Hills try to steal second? Will the Ravens try to run some kind of play with a double steal?
And this is 8th batter of the inning now. Started off with Ramon Vasquez. Am I correct?
No, Norm.
I'm sorry.
4th batter of the inning.
I'm sorry. My fault.
You're thinking about hitting, aren't you?
That's right.
You've got nothing but hitting on your mind, I can tell.
The 8th man. 4 batters. Saxey, he scores about with 2 outs.
Well, Clark's worried about, keeping the ball away from the possible bunt. He's got to throw strikes here. He can't afford to load the bases up. Soxie is 0 for 2. He walked in the second inning, got thrown out on a great throw by Robertson trying to steal, struck out and flew to left field.
I guess next time, Mike, I should put my score sheet in the 8th inning where it should be and not the 7th inning.
That would probably help. I see all those arrows over there.
Yeah.
Everybody in the booth seems to be doing the same thing. I, however, have mine perfect.
We're all chuckling. And now it's 3 balls and no strikes. And now Chris Clark, who had been cruising, is a ball away from loading up these bases here.
I'm just trying to read your score sheet, Norm, and I'm lost. I just want to tell you.
3-0, 3-1. Okay, so now they're back in business with Chris Clark. Weber's at third base and Hills at first. Saxey at the plate, 0 for 2, now hitting a .152. Back to first. So Chris Clark in a jam. Rogers found himself in a couple of jams tonight. Only one he could not get out of was the 3-run inning back in the 3rd. There's the pitch. That's ball 4. Now the bases are loaded. Weber is at 3rd. Hills is at 2nd. Saxey is at 1st. And Jason Regan, the 3rd baseman. There was some activity in the Sea Dogs bullpen. There still is. And it may be Brandon Villafuerte, number 11.
That would be Villafuerte if it is number 11. Norm with those eagle eyes. I'm having trouble picking out even if there's somebody out there.
Tough situation now for Chris Clark. Ground ball to shortstop. Carefully scooped up by Pablo Ozuna, and the Ravens leave the bases loaded. Little scare there for Chris Clark out of Tucson, Arizona. The Ravens threaten. The Sea Dogs come away unscathed, 3-2, heading to the bottom of the 8th inning on Channel 8.
The Chrysler Sebring Convertible. It's engineered to be a great car 365 days a year, rain or shine. At Chrysler and Plymouth, we'll show you what's new.
You're welcome to come to Pennsylvania Dutch Country for our Turkey Hill ice cream and frozen yogurt. But then you'd have to deal with all the traffic jams and our pushy street vendors. Dozens of creamy, all-natural flavors might make it easier to contend with the nosy neighbors. and Sunday drivers. Still, to save you all this trouble, how about we keep sending batches to your hometown? Turkey Hill, imported from Lancaster County.
During Adventure 99, buy a Dodge Intrepid, and Dodge will give you your choice of $1,000 cash allowance or a super vacation package worth up to $1,800 at the new Universal Studios Islands of Adventure theme park in Orlando, Florida. It's the adventure of a lifetime, and we have the rides to prove it. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
You know how it is. You always have to decide between buying what you need and buying what you want. Your needs, your wants. Unfortunately, the want part loses out a lot. Maybe what you need is a smarter way to manage your finances. Then speak to a home equity specialist at Key. Call anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they can tailor a solution for your needs and your wants right over the phone. Call 1-888-KEY-1234. Key, help at every turn.
2 years in a row, the Associated Press Station of the Year, Channel 8 News.
Eighth inning continues with the Sea Dogs down 3-2. Top of the order, that's who you want up here. This situation, Julio Ramirez took the first pitch to the wall in left field, doubled, 2 for 3. He was on base back in the third, and he grounded out to the shortstop, Ramon Vasquez, back in inning number 5. 3-5-1 for the Ravens, 2-5-0 for the Portland Sea Dogs. Entertaining baseball game. First pitch into right field for a base hit. That one rolling toward the wall. Ramirez makes the big turn. He's heading to second, making a big turn. He's going to try for a triple. Here's the throw, and a stand-up triple for Julio Ramirez.
Julio Ramirez hit it to the right center field gap. We got another shot at this. The right fielder, Jake Weber, had trouble picking up the ball. Ramirez just turned on the jets. As you can see, line drive to right center. Jake Weber had a poor angle at it and had a little trouble getting it out of his glove. By the time the throw came into the relay man, Ramirez was already standing on third.
Second triple this season for Julio Ramirez. Pablo Ozuna, center field, should be deep enough with a tag. Soxy has it, and this will be no contest, and we have a tie baseball game at 3 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Well, how's that for bang-bang baseball? Ramirez takes the first pitch, using his speed and his power, tripling, and Ozuna to straightaway center field. That's great baseball, Mike.
You're right, Norm, and you know, it's interesting. All 3 of the Sea Dog runs have been scored on sacrifice flies.
They'll take it, though. 3-3 baseball game, and that brings up Matt Erickson out of the 3 spots. He is officially 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Back in the 5th inning, a sac fly in the 3rd. Brand new ball game.
A little bit of stirring around now in the Ravens bullpen. Nobody's starting to throw yet. Catcher putting on some equipment, bullpen catcher, and we'll see if somebody starts to throw.
Got a piece of that. So it's 2-1 now to Matt Erickson. A tie game here at the bottom of the 8th inning. Saws it off, and that is going to be a fair ball. Erickson makes the big turn. He's heading to second base, and he will stay there with a stand-up double. So triple, sac fly, double. The Sea Dogs threatening, and then some here in the 8th inning.
We'll have another look at this hit. Right over the center of the plate. Erickson swinging a little late, really, on the fastball. Down the left field line. Left fielder Hills running it down, and Erickson easily coasts into second with a double.
So 2 hits and a run here for the Sea Dogs. Off Kevin Grabowski.
So, of course, Joel Pinheiro cannot win or lose this game. He was in a position to win it until Grabowski gave up the tying run.
That takes Bobby Rogers off the hook.
Pretty good outing by Rogers.
Here is Nate Rollison out of the cleanup spot, your first baseman. He is 0 for 1. Officially. Throwing a base on balls. Back in the 6th. Struck out in the 3rd. Sac fly. Driving home Julio Ramirez back in the 1st inning. Erickson at second base, facing Grabowski. And Norton would be on deck with 1 out here and a run already across the plate.
I don't think
Grabowski, the 8th inning.
I'm sorry, Norm. I don't think Grabowski's really worried about walking Rollison because Norton is a good double play man, although a tremendous amount of power as well. So he doesn't want to give Nate Rollison hitting over 300, anything too good. And now it's 3-0. It's almost as if he's pitching around him, and now it looked like the catcher called for the intentional walk.
They'll give him the free pass on ball 4 and pitch to Chris Norton, the designated hitter now. The runners at first and second. They want to try the force with runners at first and second. Rollison draws the base on balls. And now you've got Chris Norton at the plate, who is 0 for 1.
And I believe, as you said earlier, Norm, Norton last year when he came out with the Sea Dogs ended up hitting .353 with six home runs at the end of the season.
He is 0 for 2.
He lined into that double play.
Right, lined with the double play. Struck out back in the 1st and the 1st. Norton is due. Now hitting .214 for a few more RBIs onto his total here for the 99 season. More importantly, the go-ahead run. Erickson at second base. Rollison at first and the pitch. 1-0. Grabowski really missing the strike zone here in the 8th inning. Grabowski now from the stretch. Sets, delivers, pitch to Norton, and the dirt. John Heinrichs is on deck. Norton now the 5th batter this inning. Ramirez leads things off with a triple. Sac fly by Ozuna drives him home. Erickson doubles. Now Allison with the base on balls. Now Norton 2-0 against Kevin Grabowski from Plains, Pennsylvania. 6'5" righty, 25 years old. 2-0. Got a hold of that one. Well hit to right field. That is Weber. That is into the Sea Dogs dugout for a 3-run home run. Chris Norton and the Sea Dogs have the lead at 6-3.
Well, Norton was waiting for his pitch, and he got it and just boomed it over the right field fence to the Sea Dogs bullpen. We got another look at it. Fastball over the outside corner, and Norton was all over it. Right fielder going back, but absolutely no chance. Way in the back of the Sea Dogs bullpen. So what was a 3-2 deficit is now a 6-3 lead for the Sea Dogs.
We said he was due. He was due. Someone in the Sea Dogs bullpen caught that home run. I'm trying to find out who it was. That is his 3rd home run, 8 RBIs now in the season for Chris Norton, providing the big blow here at the bottom of the 8th inning. Sea Dogs with 4 runs. Heinrichs, chopper, back of the lip, Ramon Vasquez. 2 outs. Really tagging Kevin Grabowski here between the triple from Ramirez and Erickson with a double and that monster 3-run shot from Chris Norton. What a great piece of hitting. Very patient. An opposite field home run and a 3-run shot, giving Portland that 6-3 lead.
Oh, he's a big, strong guy with a lot of power, and wind really not much of a factor, blowing a little out that way, but it's pretty much all effort, all due to Norton.
Yeah, that was not wind aided. That was just a lot of strength, a lot of brute strength right there. The wind is blowing out to right field. And here is Joe Finero now hitting .405, and keep in mind he came into this baseball game hitting .385. Infield single, double. That one up towards the Sea Dogs lettering. But right-headed hitting Joe Finero. Good inning here for the Portland Sea Dogs. Rip right to shortstop. at Ramon Vasquez. That will do it. But the Sea Dogs pick up 4 runs. And a big 3-run shot for Chris Norton is up to the defense of the pitching staff with the Sea Dogs up now 6-3 heading to the ninth on Channel 8.
Raisin Bran, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? That Raisin Bran has less than half your folic acid for the day. Even less of your zinc.
That's a weenie breakfast, Frank.
There's almost no vitamin E at all. Looks like you need Total Raisin Bran. Just one bowl gives you 100% of 10 important vitamins and minerals you need for the day. No other Raisin Bran comes close.
Attaboy, Frank.
And there's room for my spoon.
Total Raisin Bran, Total Cornflakes. What are you getting for breakfast?
Do you wash your car more than you mow your lawn?
When you steal a glance, what do you see?
Do you challenge the road?
Because you know you'll win?
Then get to the Pontiac Excitement Drive-Away. Because now, with this solid offer on a new Grand Am, the only question is, what are you waiting for?
This is today's Pontiac driving excitement.
This is for me. For me.
For me.
Join us at the Excitement Drive-Away. See your dealer today.
Okay, I need a word for yummy.
Ice cream?
Nope, won't fit.
French fries?
Oh, here it is.
What?
Friendlies.
Oh, that was gonna be my next guess.
At Friendly's, we know it's the simple pleasures that make life sweet. Like our Happy Ending Sundae, just 99 cents. When you order any of our famous super melts, stacked high and layered with tasty melting cheese.
Is it good?
Nope.
Huh?
It's yummy.
All right, Maine Wireless presents the fan in the stands. Hey, guy. He's got his Sea Dogs hat, his Sea Dogs jackets, and he just walked out of the frame. Well, you're supposed to get your 15 seconds of glory here, but that was about 5. That was about 4. Boy, we could have used him the entire game. Well, he got his handsome young face on television, taking a well-deserved week off from school, I imagine. All right, Scott Henderson is now the pitcher for the Portland Sea Dogs as the line is closed on Chris Clark.
Henderson 0-1, no save, 6.75 ERA. Chris Clark, 2 innings, no hits, no runs, no earned runs, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. He is in position to win the game. He cannot lose it.
Scott Henderson's a 6'3" righty and 195 pounds from Villa Park, California, splitting time last year between, well, actually, he was only with Kane County, not with Brevard. He was with Kane County last year, 10-7 with 4 saves, and an ERA under 3.
Norm, Kevin Grabowski, 2 innings, 3 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, walked 1, struck out none. He is in line. If Henderson does his job, he could lose the game.
Chris Clark could be picking up his first win of the season. Yes, he could be. So it's up to the bullpen now, and Scott Henderson.
This is not, as Ryan Roberts,
24 years old, excuse me.
Sorry, Norm, as he went to 2-0, this is not where you want to start putting people on base. Ryan Robertson going out telling Henderson, look, we got a 3-run lead, let's throw strikes. We don't want to give him any free passes.
Right, you've got a 3-run lead against the team with the worst record in the Eastern League right now, and you've got 8-9-1, and Ramon Vasquez, 0-for-3, 267 is his batting average now. Squares the bunt, backs off. Now it's 2-1. Vasquez has flown out to Joe Finaro on right field, grounding out to second baseman Erickson. Popped up to Erickson to end the 4th inning. 3-1 from Scott Henderson, and the pitch foul back towards the screen again. Scott Henderson, I should say, has got the A.J. Burnett look and the Joe Finaro look with the stylish stirrups.
I like it.
Oh, it's a great look. It's a classic look, kind of a throwback look.
He's never fond of the pants around the bottoms of the shoes.
Stroked into right field. Here comes Joe Finaro, and it falls in front of him. So a base hit from the number 8 hitter in the lineup. A leadoff single for Ramon Vasquez, and that brings up Dusty Watson, the designated hitter. Actually, we have... That is Dusty Watson. Excuse me.
Dusty at 158, no home runs, 4 RBI, 0-for-3 tonight. Struck out twice, and flew out in the 7th to left field.
Number 9 hitter with Vasquez at first. Yeah, the old classic look of the old stirrups. I didn't like players who were starting to wear the pants down by the cleats. Looked like pajamas. And then they had the old...
Remember the high tops, though, with they cut
high
the stirrups?
tops, yeah. Pull up the stirrups so all you saw was the white of the sock. This is a classical look. You see the stirrups there from Scott Henderson. That's kind of the look that the pitchers are going with right now. A.J. Burnett, the pitcher who had 13 strikeouts against Binghamton a couple of days back. He and Rector combined for 17.
Sea Dog's record, as a matter of fact.
I went to Waffen. It's by Robertson. He held up on his swing, by the way. And
you going to hit off Burnett, Norm?
What's that?
Are you going to hit off A.J. Burnett?
I don't think I'll be hitting off A.J. Burnett. He throws what we like to call aspirin. I mean, baseball comes at you, looks like a little aspirin tablet. That's how fast it is. Here's the 1-2 fouled back.
Well, you know, Britt Burns is in town, Norm. He can probably still throw the ball pretty hard.
Throw us the deuce, throw the curveball. He can throw the cheese at us, the hard stuff.
Now, Britt, of course, had a hip condition, had to have a hip replacement. A lot of people don't know that the Red Sox signed Britt Burns right at the end of his career, hoping maybe he could come and pitch for them. But the hip injury was too severe, and of course, after a year or two with the Sea Dogs, he ended up having that hip replaced.
He's here scouting, and from there he'll go back home for a few days. And now, Scott Henderson has worked the count full to the number 9 hitter. It's 3-2 to Dusty Wathan, and you've got Vasquez at first base. And you know what? Harrison is the tying run. Here's a 3-2. Swung and a miss, strike 3.
And that could have been ball 4, Norm. I think Henderson was very fortunate that Wathan didn't want to let that pitch go by. He struck out for the 3rd time. But very fortunate for Henderson and the Sea Dogs is Steve Luber coming back out to the mound.
And Luber is just going to go down and tell his young pitcher to, well,
I believe that's Steve Luber.
Work the basics and the fundamentals tonight. You're in this situation when you're facing the top of the order. Double play ball is the ball game. A little activity going on in the Sea Dogs bullpen. A little ruffling of the feathers out there.
Looked like Villafuerte again throwing.
The lefty up throwing.
Luber making his way off after talking to Henderson.
His 3rd trip to the mound tonight. We have not seen Frank Cacciatore, Sea Dogs manager, out to the pitching mound tonight. Frank Cacciatore was out here this afternoon, 2 o'clock, working hard with his catchers about the fundamentals of blocking the plate. Must have spent at least an hour. Cacciatore's a great teacher by the looks of things. Adonis Harrison at the plate, the 2nd baseman. Back to the top of the order we go. He is 0 for 4 tonight, including a strikeout. Sea Dogs pitchers with 7 strikeouts tonight. A nice pitch there from Scott Henderson. There's a little giddy up to some of these pitches and a little movement on the others. A little song and dance in his repertoire here. 0-2 to Adonis Harrison. And the pitch. Jammed him, fouled it back.
Norm, it seems Harrison's been late on every swing. Has been over to the 3rd base side, the left-handed batter. Seems to have trouble catching up with some of these pitches.
Scott Henderson hoping to close out the show here for the Sea Dogs. 0-2, and again, Michael, that's toward our counter box, just over the roof of our counter box. Some active souls over there hoping for a baseball. Quick to jump over there with the reflexes. And again, it's 0-2 from Henderson to Adonis Harrison. And the 0-2 pitch took something off that, 84 miles per hour. And out number 2. So 2 strikeouts now for Scott Henderson. And the Ravens are down to their final out here in the 9th inning, down 6-3. Number 2 hitter in the order, 3rd hitter of the inning is Jake Weber, who has celebrated his birthday with a 2 for 3 performance tonight. 23 years old now. He has upped his average 23 points to 273. Strike 1.
I don't know what Steve Luber had to say to Henderson, but whatever it is, it seems to have made an impression.
Well, the fans making noise. There's Switchboard, who's well known at Sea Dogs and Pirates games. He's trying to get the fans going on the feet as well. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jake Weber. Of course, the runner at first is Ramon Vasquez. Strike 2. And now Scott Henderson is a strike away from the Sea Dogs picking up their 7th victory and their 3rd straight, putting them over the 500 mark. 1-2 pitch. Foul tip. And Robertson could not hang on. He had the right idea, and Henderson continues to jam him. And Ken Bosch checking for any scuff marks from that foul tip. One of the dirt from Ryan Robertson. Fans making some noise here. Sea Dogs a strike away from going over the 500 mark. Henderson sets, and the pitch. Not missing by much. Again, looking to jam Jake Weber. That was 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Vasquez, Rollinson paying no mind. Here's a 2-2 pitch. In the air, left field slicing down toward the Ravens bullpen, into the stands, I should say. And Weber remains alive, 2-2.
Good piece of hitting by Weber, just staying alive, just trying to make a little bit of contact. He gets on, the tying run will come to the plate. And that would be Brendan Kingman, who's 1 for 3.
2-2, popped him up. Shallow left center field, Ozuna calling off everyone, and that is the ball game. Scott Henderson comes on in to close out the show, and Chris Norton, the hero tonight with that big 3-run home run. Rogers, Clark, Henderson getting the job done. Sea Dogs now 7-6 on the season, and there is the Lighthouse and the Pyrotechnics. Final score tonight, the Sea Dogs 6 and the Ravens 3.
The event you've been waiting for is here. The biggest selection of award-winning Chrysler and Plymouth cars, now for a limited time during the National Chrysler Plymouth Spring Sales Drive. Get big cash allowances up to $1,500, or our lowest APR 1.9, or low lease rates on every 1999 Chrysler and Plymouth. The National Chrysler Plymouth Spring Sales Drive, for a limited time only. See your Chrysler Plymouth dealer today.
My idea, Best Buy should show me what's new in technology.
Quickly find a seat, secure loose articles, and get ready to experience the technology.
Coming up, the real-life picture and sound of DVD.
Best Buy's America's #1 source with thousands of titles.
Hey, Caddyshack.
Whoa. And to the right, digital cameras. Hold on tight. It's the new Rockford Fosgate speakers, amps, and subs.
Really new technology at Best Buy. Now that's a great idea.
During Dodge Adventure 99, America's best-selling, most innovative minivan now comes with a $1,000 cash allowance. Or you can choose a vacation package worth up to $1,800 at the new Universal Studios Islands of Adventure theme park in Orlando, Florida. It's the adventure of a lifetime. And we have the rides to prove it. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
You know how it is. You always have to decide between buying what you need and buying what you want. Your needs, your wants. Unfortunately, the want part loses out a lot. Maybe what you need is a smarter way to manage your finances. Then speak to a home equity specialist at Key. Call anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they can tailor a solution for your needs and your wants right over the phone. Call 1-888-KEY-1234. Key, help at every turn.
At your New England Ford dealer, we're proud of our leadership claims. But the claims we value most come from our customers.
When the sun comes up, we're here. That's why we only drive Ford trucks.
Get an F-150 with an available Triton 5.4-liter V8 engine with the most torque and pulling power in its class.
They just plain work, or we don't.
The #1 selling truck on the planet, starting at just $15,390.
You want the toughest? This is it. We're proud to put our name on these trucks.
At your New England Ford dealer.
If you're trimming trees, painting your house, or cleaning gutters, don't take chances, especially with electricity. Never carry a ladder upright near power lines. Electricity is always trying to seek a path to ground. Don't give it the chance. Keep a respectful distance between power lines and you.
Don't forget safety. Get the facts in CMP Smart Power Safety Guide. And remember, no line safe to touch. Ever.
Imagine a 200 horsepower car with virtually every luxury for around $19,000. Plus financing less than 1%. Mercury Sable LS Touring Edition. Over $2,200 in no-charge options like leather seating, power moonroof, and anti-lock brakes. Plus the government's highest crash test rating, 5 stars. All for over $5,000 less than Camry XLE. Mercury Sable LS Touring Edition, around $19,000 with virtually every luxury, except time. So hurry to your New England Mercury dealer.
Norm Karkos and Mike Vigorson back in the broadcast booth here at Hadlock Field in Portland. A victorious night, a joyous night for the Portland Sea Dogs. 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Portland Sea Dogs, and 3 runs, 6 hits, and a single error for the visiting New Haven Ravens. The Sea Dogs now picking up their 7th win of the season. They're now 7-6, riding a 3-game winning streak. They're above 500, while the Ravens dip down to 2-11. A couple of impressive outings tonight, Mike Vigorson. First and foremost, let's talk about Bobby Rogers, who needed to install some confidence in himself tonight. Gave up that 3-run home run, the 2-out 3-run home run to Jim Horner, not Bob Horner. But other than that, he pitched a decent game tonight.
Pitched pretty well. 5 hits, 3 earned runs, walked 3, struck out 5, and did a nice job. Chris Clark came in, pitched 2 scoreless innings, got the win. Scott Henderson finished up. 8 total strikeouts for the Sea Dogs. Of course, the big blow, Chris Norton.
Yeah, Chris Norton is our player of the game, the New England Ford player of the game, and he had a very impressive opposite field home run, used all muscle, and went with a pitch.
We'll get another look at this. There's a pitch, fastball, outside corner, and Norton looking for something to drive. Beautiful swing, and over the right field fence, deep into the Sea Dogs bullpen, and gone. Nice shot, and won the game.
And as you said, the Sea Dogs had a 3-2 deficit in the bottom of the 8th inning, got that 4th spot, and really got the job done with some bang-bang baseball in the bottom half of the 8th inning. And for Norton, now that's his 3rd home run and 8 RBIs now in the season. And this baseball team is, we said this at the top of the broadcast tonight, they're about that close away from breaking loose completely and making a great run at things, which they should do. For Mike Vigorson, I'm Norm Karkos, and for our entire Channel 8 crew doing a great job again tonight, we hope you enjoy the game. Final score, 6-3 Sea Dogs of the Ravens. Good night from Channel 8.
Father, daughter, conservative, liberal, Rachmaninoff, rock and roll, practical, not. What brings them to the table? Introducing Honey Nut Chex, a delicious new taste, an amazing new crunch. If they could share this family value, what next? Maybe conversation? Maybe next time. New Honey Nut Chex. Welcome to Generation Chex.
The selection, the accessories, the low financing rate. More tractor for the money. Get America's #1 selling tractor, Kubota, today at your full-line dealer, Wallingford Equipment, Auburn, Maine.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the $6 million question. What's for dinner tonight? Come with me. How would you like to try a new chicken dinner?
That is good.
New chicken helper.
Very creamy.
Creamy Parmesan.
Delicious. With fresh homemade flavors. My kids would love this.
20 minutes, yum.
Gotta love quick when you're a working woman.
For a delicious chicken dinner that cooks in only 20 minutes, try new Chicken Helper in 5 fabulous flavors.
This will be dinner tonight.
A legendary series is reborn with the new Chrysler 300M. More power and more torque than any car in its class. At Chrysler and Plymouth, we'll show you what's new.
Do you wash your car more than you mow your lawn?
When you steal a glance, what do you see?
Do you challenge the road?
Because you know you'll win?
Then get to the Pontiac Excitement Drive-Away. Because now, with this solid offer on a new Grand Am, the only question is, what are you waiting for?
This is today's Pontiac driving excitement.
This is for me.
For me.
For me.
Join us at the Excitement Drive-Away. See your dealer today.
This Sea Dogs game was brought to you by LL Bean, Key Bank, and Rich Aluminum.
More than 250 people out of a job at 11.
We now join our regularly scheduled program, already in progress.
Sign.
Anything, just a sign.
something. There was little fanfare as Mom and Grandma set out to cross the Atlantic. It's almost as if the voyage was cursed from the beginning. Well, they got farther than last time. Watch as these two fellers put the dumb in tandem. America is the most litigious country in the world.
Translation? We'd love to sue people.
Thank you for the English-to-English translation, Daisy. Yeah, we do love to sue people here, and that's what inspired this next segment.
Since people who send us videos are hoping to win money, and well, not everybody can, we wanted to help them find another way to make some money off their tape. And what better way than a frivolous lawsuit?
So we showed some tapes we get here to the finest personal injury attorneys in L.A., or at least the ones with free consultations. And these are the cases they thought had some merit. This woman has a legitimate lawsuit against the owner of the dog with the bladder control problem.
This guy's gonna have his day in court against the company that makes liver-scented nasal spray. And when this valet parker holds out his hand for a tip, hand him a summons instead.
This security footage will be a great piece of evidence against the guy who didn't clean up aisle 6.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
And who can this couple sue? Uncle Ben.
Almost everyone has had the embarrassing experience of locking their keys in their car. If you're me, you lock them in the car with the car running. Usually it's when you're running late and you have to call someone for help, and all you can do is stand there thinking, what an idiot you are. It happens. But not everyone has had the experience of locking both their keys and their daughter in the car. That doesn't happen very often.
What's the matter? Oh, Caitlin! Katie! She's putting in all my makeup. Katie! Don't make her crawl! Don't make her crawl over there. It's the company car. My boss is going to kill me. Katie! Katie! She knows what she's doing. Katie, oh, I know. Open the door. Katie, open the door.
Get over here.
I know. Not too hard, please. I know. Don't touch her, because you might get it. Don't now.
A picture of this?
Yes.
Well, we got it all on tape.
Still to come on AFV. Fun with a doorstop. And fun with a door knob.
Up on my face!
I don't know how to make it go up.
Just push it down!
One of these women uses new Suave Herbal Care Mousse. The other spends a lot more for Clairol Herbal Essences. Both have hair that looks beautifully full. So who uses Suave and who spends more? If you can't tell, why should we? Suave. Don't you look smart? Now there's new Suave Herbal Care Hairspray. Natural-looking hold with a blend of herbs and botanicals. And a refreshing price. Suave. Don't you look smart?
Not all drain cleaners are the same. Liquid Plumber can only clean part of your drain. Drano Foamer fills the entire pipe and scrubs it clean, so drains stay clear longer. Drano Foamer keeps drains clear longer than Liquid Plumber.
Now on video.
Wow. Disney and Pixar present 4 reasons to own the biggest, funniest movie of the year.
Oh, don't tell me. I know it. I know it.
Flick.
What a nice surprise.
Francis.
Shoe fly, don't bother me.
Dot.
Payback time. Blueberry style. Ugh.
Heimlich.
Look, I'm a beautiful butterfly.
A Bug's Life.
It's a great story.
One great movie and 4 collectible packages. On sale today.
Now breathe in the exotic scent of the tropics. We've captured it in tropical bloom. Downey's lush new floral scent. Exotic new tropical bloom Downey. Now blooming everywhere.
Okay, it's time once again to play Bad News, Good News, our weekly attempt to scrape up some optimism.
I love it. You know, the glass may not always be half full, but there's usually at least a drop at the bottom.
Let's have at it, shall we? The bad news.
Happy birthday to you.
The good news, he was able to get the sparkler relit.
The bad news. The good news, it's not like she's going to wear the dress again.
Just ask Jaja. The bad news. The good news, we finally found out what that red button does.
Okay, the bad news. Oh, cool. The good news.
Cool.
It's still under warranty, I think.
The bad news.
That's the way back there.
Oh, Lord. The good news, he's still got plenty of other vertebrae left.
That is good news.
Well, I got some more bad news.
What's that?
We're out of bad news. But the good news is I've got some real bad dads to show. How do you feel about that, Dave?
Good and bad.
Joey said he wanted to fill our head full of water and then pop it. So now we're going to give him that opportunity.
It's a little learning experience for Joey.
Hey, here he goes. He's filling his head full of water. Wait a minute.
See? He learned he can't trust anyone. Part of being a good dad is leaving your job at the office. This driving instructor had a hard day, and now everyone has to pay. Now, this guy's not really a bad dad. He's a good dad with a bad grip.
What? Punching gloves.
Punching gloves. Boxing gloves, huh? Here.
They say you can tell how well your child is doing by the amount of aggression he displays.
Dad, look, he's a boxer.
Holy cow! Oh, come on!
Oh my gosh!
Hey, it's okay to make mistakes, because truth is, if you're not living up to your potential as a dad, your kids will eventually find a way to get back at you.
Still to come on AFV, you'll see more of this clip, including the funny part.
My little ray of sunshine. She loves her V8 Splash fruit juice drink. So would I tell her only Splash has 100% of both vitamins A and C? That it's good for her because it's from V8? I don't think so. V8 Splash, to health, happiness, and harmony.
She's managing her time, right down to the dime, with Sprint. Because now it's just a dime a minute on calling card calls, on calls to your Sprint 800 number, and all calls from home. Call 1-800-PIN-DROP and switch to Sprint. You can't control everything, but you can make the most of your time. Isn't that the point of contact? Switch now for a dime every time. Call 1-800-PIN-DROP.
Presenting Cleaner Teeth with new Reach Ultra Clean, the toothbrush proven to deliver a superior clean. Its 3 unique sets of bristles clean all hard-to-reach places. New Reach Ultra Clean.
Don't touch the brush. Reach.
They sprayed us good, huh? Yeah, good. But I gotta tell you, my roots hurt real bad. Hank, whoever did this is gonna pay. Hank, they're gonna pay big. Hank!
Roundup. No root, no weed, no problem.
Frequent heartburn. Is it worse at night, especially after dinner?
Mm-hmm.
Have you treated it, even changed your diet, but still suffered 2 or more days a week?
Mm-hmm.
Has your heartburn been a persistent problem for you?
Uh-huh.
Your heartburn may be due to a potentially serious condition called acid reflux disease. Ask your doctor about Prilosec. For many people, 1 capsule daily provides 24-hour complete heartburn relief. Ask your doctor about Prilosec and if it's right for you. The most common side effects are headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. Want 24-hour heartburn relief with 1 daily dose? Ask your doctor about the 24-hour complete heartburn relief that's possible with Prilosec.
If you haven't checked out ABC Comedy Thursday, here's what you've been missing.
Do you think you're hiding?
No, I'm in bloom. Bonus episodes of The Drew Carey Show and Spin City on Thursdays. I'm so smooth.
Pull your ties in your drink.
The Drew Carey Show and Spin City. ABC tonight. See ya.
Every Sunday, every Monday, expect May movie events on ABC, starting Sunday, May 2nd. Travolta. Phenomenon. And Monday, May 3rd, Connery.
Welcome to The Rock.
Cage. The Rock. Every Sunday, every Monday, expect more from ABC.
The Book of Why. Why ostrich meat is expensive. Why no one wants to kiss Ed. Why you should look away if you enjoy sausage.
Me good.
Why Bob doesn't mind doing housework. Why Grandpa isn't allowed to babysit anymore.
There's something about dogs that makes people want to tape them, and there's something about those tapes that makes people want to send them to us. And there's something about this next package that tells me we had a lot of dog tapes lying around.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce Tanner, the boxing Dachshund.
Let's see. Nope, ain't gonna work.
This dog was trained by the fire department to help rescue cats from trees. Unfortunately, the project was abandoned after he ate one of the rescuees.
Got it.
Here's a scene from Shine 2. It's kind of a jazz thing. And there's no higher calling for a dog than becoming a four-legged carnival game.
Come here. Come on.
Go pee-pee. Go pee-pee. Come on, you stay there. Go use the bathroom.
That will be the perfect kennel for him when he's 100 times his current size. I guess it's back to using the thimble.
You know, do you remember the old days when families actually used to spend time together? Dad would get home from work, and you'd all have dinner together and discuss the events of the day. Then afterwards, you'd adjourn to the den, and Dad would strip to the waist and force you to tape him while he sang old 50s tunes. You don't? Maybe this will jog your memory.
What do you at my face, or is it at my chest? What do you see? Stores. Point it so it's, you see my face in there. Look in here. Put your eye over here. This eye, over here.
Okay.
Do you see me? You see my chest, right? You see my hand, right?
I see you.
Up on my face.
I don't know how to make it go up.
Just push it down.
I see. I saw you perfect.
You're not pointing.